really hearing me.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you.
It's now still boring. If you can't knock out Teofimo, you damn sure can't knock me out. And Teofimo
Tio beat your ass.
Mickey Mouse bigger than you.
I came up to his weight class. He wasn't 130. I was 135. He was 140.
I eat 140 pounds worth of food.
Tio will beat your ass. You.
I'm betting Tank. You know I'm betting Tank against you.
No, you're not. How old are you?
Or you scared? Ain't no scared here.
How old are you?
Okay. I don't know how old I am.
You don't know your age.
But
I bet you when I get your age, I have more money than you.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, I think Unc should get in the ring.
Man, Unc don't want to do that to himself. He won't lose.
Hey, he too small. You know, he too small.
I see you throw your punches at Bud. You never threw a punch in your life.
But a street fight and a boxing match is something entirely different, Shakur.
The time length. The time length.
It ain't no rules. There are rules in boxing.
The time length. A boxing fight lasts 36 minutes. You fighting in a street fight for a minute top.
You think, hold on, this thing ain't going the distance.
Man, you're not going to land shit on me.
He'll whoop his ass. That's what it sounds like to me.
No chance. Hey.
Started as a regular boxing debate on Nightcap, turned into Shakur Stevenson threatening to put hands on Shannon Sharpe. Shannon told
What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson, back again with another live. I got my guys on here tonight. We're going to chop it up about the Shannon Sharpe Shakur Stevenson live. And we're just going to chop it up about their whole situation. Got my man Christian Haddock, Georgia boxer, back again. It wouldn't be right to do this live without boxing insight. So we got to have my man's back on here. Pleased to have you back, man. Reggie, Kalani, my man Sean on here, my man Justin on here. So we're going to chop it up tonight. And how y'all feeling, man?
I'm feeling real good. Just ready to debate.
Good, man.
Hey, I'm super excited being on here. First time being here, so I'm just ready to see the vibes.
Hey, happy to have you, bro. Yeah.
Same. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be back. Let's get this rolling.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure everybody's had a chance to watch clips, or even if you didn't see the full live, you probably saw clips. What's your thoughts on everything that transpired with the live between Shannon Sharpe, Shakur Stevenson, and obviously Ocho on there as well, and Joe Johnson, excuse me.
Ocho, I know Ocho's a big instigator for sure. I feel like that conversation went too long than expected for me. Because they was at first having a healthy debate, or health. I wouldn't say a healthy debate, but they were having it didn't get to the point it got to until Ocho, for me, instigated. And Ocho is a big instigator. That's just part of who he is. But sometimes you got to read the room and understand, like, hey, this is getting a little heated. Don't try to add more to it by doing what you do best, is instigating. And I feel like Ocho instigating in that moment at time shouldn't happen, or it should have been a part of it. But I know that's Ocho's character and that's how he is. So that's how I accepted it. But at that moment in time, Ocho shouldn't have did what he did. That's just me. But like with the conversation itself, Shannon could have been a little bit more wiser in his words. I understand what he was getting at though, but his choice was sometimes, because he's an older person and everybody looks up to him, sometimes his choices of words can have an impact. And that's honestly, that could be a big reason why a lot of people just, don't respect Shannon in the way they used to respect him, because he's such a critical person and a lot of people don't like the way he criticized things. But that's just that aspect of it. But I'm gonna let other people go. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Reggie, I kind of like what you said. I think you can go about it a certain way, especially everyone's like, these are a bunch of pros talking. Everyone is pro at their respective sport. So when a pro boxer is talking to you about pro boxing stuff, sometimes you got to put your pride to the side and you got to say, hey, maybe my pride is because every athlete is going to want to be the best at what they do. Even if someone challenges them, they're going to probably want to step into their sport and say, like Joe and Ocho go at it all the time. They think that they can beat each other one on one all the time, but sometimes you got to step to the side and say, hey, listen, I'm not the best at this. I get what you're saying. So I think you could have gone about it a different way.
I agree with that. I think that it's just a certain way you do things. I respect their content, and I watch some of their content, especially during the finals. But I think there's just a certain way you want to go about things. When you have a boxer on your channel like Shakur Stevenson, I think that it's not very smart to just disrespect that person or downplay them. Now, I would say both sides had their fair share of disrespect, but the thing about that is 9 times out of 10, if you disrespect somebody, they're going to disrespect you because there's just a certain way that Shannon Sharpe should have gone about the live that I just think he handled differently. Because you could be opinionated, right? You could call Shakur Stevenson's style boring, and you could say that. Everybody has an opinion, right? But one thing for sure, we heard since we was younger, as the saying goes, everybody has an opinion, right? But not everybody's opinion is based in reason or facts or anything. You could just have an opinion to have an opinion. And I think that a lot of times when it comes to people just talking about this stuff, they just have anything to say. They don't do no research. So it was disrespect on both sides, but to be fair to Shakur and just both sides, I just think that they both could have handled it better.
Me personally, I truly feel like Shakur at a certain point tried to let it go. In the sense he kept saying, hey, Unc, you got it. Hey, Unc, I'm playing. Hey, Unc, I'm chilling. But at a certain point, I felt like Shannon had already, in his mind, was already gone too far because of the instigating and really from what Ocho just kept saying. Because at first Ocho brought it on himself, said, oh, we going to spar. When me and you going to spar Shakur. Then he kept saying, oh, I think Unc said he whoop your ass. When you got 2 grown men talking, they not going to really want to back down. I'm never going to expect Shakur to back down. And you box, you fight for a living. And then Shannon, he like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm 60. I'll be damned if I let a 29-year-old tell, like, come on my podcast, and he'll beat my ass, and I'm not gonna say nothing else about it.
You know, them OGs can't. You know how the OGs get.
Yeah, once they get a certain way, they hear something too much. It's just they gotta keep pressing it. It's just they just gotta find. It should have toned down after a while, but yeah, they just couldn't be someone be the bigger man.
I mean, here's the thing too. I'll add this: it could have toned down if they had people in the middle that was actually trying to tone it down. But Joe and Ocho was instigating the whole way through. They was because you know what I'm saying. Like it's content.
Joe was chilling.
But Joe,
yeah, you're right.
Joe knows he could have stepped in and said like, hey, Unc, let's relax a little bit. But they're just you got to know nightcap. It's them. Shannon talks, and then them two just instigate. So they wasn't gonna stop. They were just gonna let him go at it.
Definitely. Reggie, Kalani, y'all want to jump in? Give your takes.
I mean, honestly, like my point is that at the end of the day, I mean, both of them had some truth in it to tell. Like, for example, and being honest, like who liked watching Shakir fight? I just want to know who liked watching Shakir fight. You do? Okay. So you got one people, but that's one people out of 6 people in here that's like Shakur, fighting style and all that stuff. And that's the point Shannon was trying to get across is that look, nobody's saying you're a bad fighter, but you're not gonna get the respect out of people with the way you fight. And I think some of it is true, but then Shakir responded like, you don't know, like, how you know what fighting style I fight? You don't know which fighting style I fight because you don't watch fight boxing like that. which Shannon has openly admitted that he doesn't watch his fight like that either. So, like, I understand what Shannon was saying. I understand what Shakur was saying. But like I said earlier, cooler heads have to prevail. And because Ocho instigated a little more, then we instigated into Ocho trying to box, and then that's where the ignorant part comes in. Because it's like, okay, that word shouldn't have even came out of Shakur's mouth. No matter how you feel about somebody in their particular knowledge or something, you don't call nobody ignorant. If I say, Christian, you're ignorant at boxing, you gonna look at me like a fool. You know why? Because how you know I'm an ignorant at boxing when boxing is my profession? This is something I do for a living. So at the end of the day, no matter how in that moment Shakir feels about it, the cool head should have prevailed. And you know what? A lot of truths about one another came out in a moment that everybody was at their worst. Both guys was mad at each other, like everybody said. Um, ISO and Ocho could have stepped in the cool, but Ocho wasn't going to be no help anyway. But Joe Johnson could have stepped in and said, you know what, calm down. Everybody needs to, relax. We're just trying to have a conversation, and boom, let it go. But at the end of the day, it got to where it got to, and they both took shots at each other that they shouldn't have. And that's just how life works and conversation works sometimes. We have all said things that we wish we didn't say in that moment, but we said it, and we just gotta live with it in a sense, and not try to do it again.
Well, to add on what you said, Reggie, I think the problem with what I had with Shakur is that I think he takes things too personal, because even if you watch his other interviews and stuff like that, since Shakur's been fighting, or at least I've been keeping up with Shakur, he's always been called a quote unquote boring fighter. I don't personally think he's a boring fighter. I just think his style is different from all the other greats, or the ones that are popping, if that makes sense. I personally think he's a really good boxer. He just fights really technical. He fights for points, fights to win the game. He's not like a knockout fighter like a Tank, or even like a Ryan Garcia, or somebody that's trying to go for the kill. But I just think, I guess where the issue came in was he felt attacked. And I think as a professional, you have to know when to leave it alone, or when to just back out a little bit, only because they've been saying it about Shakur for a pretty decent amount of time. And I feel like with him, he felt attacked, and he felt like, all right, people keep saying this, now I have to defend myself. But that's not really the case. I think Shannon was really just being innocent and just making a statement like, oh, people feel like you're a boring fighter. Like, how do you feel about that? Whatever the case is. And it just escalated when it really didn't have to. So I personally believe that Shakur should have just left it alone. I don't really think Unk meant any harm by what he was saying. I think he was just touching on what a lot of boxing fans feel about Shakur.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think I agree with both of you guys. Now, I have a question, really. Which one do we think is more of casual fans or diehard boxing fans in the world?
It's more
Die hard.
You think it's more diehard fans than casual fans?
Oh, you asked
it's
what's more.
casual.
Oh, it's definitely more casual. Yeah, definitely more casual.
Right.
Yeah.
So now my next question is, which one do you think makes boxers and fighters the most money? Your casual fan, right? That's the whole point. Now, who do you think is going to get more viewers if they both fight on the same night? Tank versus whoever, or Shakur versus whoever?
Tank versus the Tomato King.
Exactly, because he's more appealing to the casual fan, and that's what Shakur was Uncle trying to make it apparent to him.
Yo, somebody mute your mic.
He was trying to make it super apparent to him. Look, the casual fan is what makes your dollar. You got your diehard, they gonna support you regardless. You gonna be on ESPN 75 and they still gonna watch you, but you ain't gonna be making shit. Your casual fan is how you make your dollar. When you get a whole bunch of casuals to want to buy in and be entertained by you, that's when you're going to be able to make more money. And then that's what he's saying. You're not going to get the credit you deserve. He literally said it. You're not going to get the credit you deserve. He didn't say you don't deserve this. You don't da da da. He said, I feel like you deserve this, and because how much work and your skill, but because of your performance, no one's going to give you that level. They're going to give you here, right? Out of the big we always said it was what the three kings, the four kings of boxing: Tank, Devin, Ryan, and Shakur. Shakur has always been at least appealing one in terms of watching him. He's always I it was most of his fights. I don't even be knowing when they coming on. Best believe when I know a Tank fight, when a Tank fight get rumored to get signed, everybody in here know about it. Everybody in here, hey, I know where I'm gonna be for the fight. I'm at be at a bar, I'm be here, I'm hosting a watch party, I'm going here. Ain't nobody doing that for Shakur fights. A casual fan not doing that for Shakur fights. I ain't never seen a fighter that's as popular as Shakur in terms of name brand and fans walking out mid fight. That's boring. That's boring. I'm not about to turn on. I would not pay my money to go to a Shakur fight because I'm scared it's gonna be boring. I'm gonna be sitting there just watching. They fighting for points, but he ain't fighting to really hurt the other man. That's what they want to see. They want to see something more exciting. I go throw on a Tank. I throw on a Lamont Roach, Pitbull. I throw on a whole bunch of guys that Shakur feel like he better than, but they're way more entertaining. Way more. That's why Roach is as big as he is now. Roach went from just a local PG guy, everybody knew about him PG, but now he's a national name. Now he's a way bigger name because he fought Tank and he really put on. They followed up with him when he went for Pitbull because of they know, oh, he's actually going to stand and bang. And that's what Shakur lacks in his game.
I definitely agree with what you said, Sean. I think for me, I have nothing but respect for Shakur. I mean, he's still a really good fighter. Like you can't knock the record at the end of the day. But like the record speaks for itself. But what I will say is, when you name the top dogs of boxing, I feel like he doesn't really. I don't really know. I don't really think he compares with him because it's not even about the antics or about who promotes the most, whatever the case is when when a fight's about to come on. But like you said, you know when a Tank fight's coming on. You know when a Ryan Garcia fight's coming on because they just have that flair to them. You know what I'm saying? Not saying Shakur doesn't, but what I will say is, like you said, I wouldn't personally spend my money to go watch a Shakur fight in person, but I will to go watch a Tank Davis fight, a Lamont Roach fight, a Pitbull fight, Garcia. I would definitely pay that because they're they're I feel like this sport is so competitive. Like the other guy's trying to kill the other guy. I feel like that's what people want to see. Shakur, he's gonna hype it up. He's gonna have the antics, but he's gonna play for the points. That's not really. That's not really. I guess what people want to see. That's not really. I guess what a dog is. Like you're not fighting for points. You're fighting to win. You fighting to knock the other guy out to talk shit. I guess the next day or whatever the case is for bragging rights. That's really what it's all about. You saw after months after Garcia fought Haney, he's been trolling about it to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with like when Tank knocked out Frank Martin or whatever the Kelly. You like they do these things. They want to kill the other guy because they know what's at stake for them. Like that's really what it is. That's why nobody talks about a Shakur fight or anything like that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Facts.
Christian, since you're the only boxer in here, let's get your input, man. Because you got a different view of all of this situation. So
Yeah, so I definitely I see both sides to it. So like I feel like it was just like a lot of like poor choice in words throughout the conversation, like what was being asked, and then it just kind of like for me being a boxer myself, like it gets frustrating, and I see the frustration like with Shakur when like people would try to like tell them, like when somebody would try to tell me like what it is that I should be doing in the ring when they've never really like stepped in the ring for real, or like saying things like you ain't really risking nothing, but every time you like step inside that ring, like you really like risking like your health, like you risking every single thing. One thing I don't agree with Shakur is like kind of like how he was like, I mean, obviously coming off aggressive like with the answers and stuff like that. But like I said, I get the frustration. I also think too, where it's just kind of like at some point though, I don't know if nobody noticed it or anybody noticed it, but Shakur kind of like turned it off, like the aggression, and it was just like now it just turned into kind of rage baiting, and I don't think nobody like peeped that. So it was just like even like yeah, like when they was like like when you at the like the lunch table and everybody like kind of like joning and stuff like that, or they like cracking jokes on other folks and stuff like that, and then that one person they get serious and they get real personal. I feel like that's what like kind of like what Shannon was doing. I feel like he was taking it a lot more personal than like really like what it had to be, especially because it was like he's like, man, I ain't finna let these youngins talk to me crazy on my own channel and stuff like that, or up me, or you know what I'm saying. Feel like he can just disrespect me on my platform or whatnot. I feel like it was very like kind of like egocentric, in my opinion. Mainly from both sides, but definitely more so from Shannon. Um, and yeah, like I watched Shakur, and I do agree. Like at times, like Shakur could be a lot more of an electric fighter, but he's very technical. I can't take nothing away from him. Like that's very impressive to me. Like to be able to do like to have the defense that he has, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, be as sharp, be able to counter as quick and be twitchy, you know what I'm saying, with the movement, lateral movement that he has in his footwork. Um, I do feel like he can press the gas a lot more though. Like on some of these fighters, like with Teofimo, I feel like Teo quit. So like at some point, like Shakur could have mashed the gas even harder. And I feel like, in all honesty, Shakur could have got the stoppage if he really like would have mashed the gas a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot more harder instead of kind of just waiting back boxing the whole entire time. And it's kind of like Tio was like waiting to go out the door. He was wanting to be helped out the door. So I definitely I can't even argue with the fact that like a Tank or Devin Haney or a Ryan Garcia is more entertaining than Shakur. As I said, like Shakur ain't really like he gonna outbox you most of the time. Now, granted, I feel like in the what was the last fight that he just fought? Not T.O., but the fight before that when he fought I can't remember it. I don't even know how I forgot his name. Um it literally was just in my head. But he took a lot more risks during that fight. Oh, William Zepeda. When he fought Zepeda, I feel like he took a lot more risks. I feel like he was lot more of a like fighting off the back ropes, but he was throwing a lot more combinations. And I feel like in some instances when people make the statement or like they make certain instances or opinions on certain things, like everybody's like value to their own opinion. I never take that from anybody. But it's like when you try to like make such an assertive opinion and like really like stand on it when you haven't like really like gotten like full on evidence and then you trying to like correct me and tell me, like I said, what I should be doing inside the ring, it kind of like it's definitely a form of like just kind of like you overstepping your boundaries. So like I said, I don't know. I definitely feel like both of them had a big ego in regards to like the whole like podcast, but it was more so on Shannon though, and Shannon should have been a lot more composed and should have kept it more professional and if anything, kind of read the room and realized that at some point like Shakur like he flipped the switch. So like when they were what I'm saying joking around talking about moving around the ring, hitting Shakur, what I'm saying hitting him in his knees and stuff like that. It's like Shannon taking it too personal. He's still stuck on the whole topic before. And then you go into the money situation and stuff like that. It's just stuff that shouldn't just be, what I'm saying, brought onto live on the internet. That's in my opinion.
Hey man, everybody can tell you how to do it, but they never done it.
No, for sure. For sure.
So um, I think that when it comes to OGs and unks, like older people are always giving advice, right? And I think that like you should definitely. I mean, we all young. We should listen to advice, but at the same time, you got to pick out the bones because some people give you bad advice. Um, and then a lot of people will give you advice on things that they have no understanding of. Um, but when it came to live, though, like you were saying, I think it did get out of hand. Like Shannon's hilarious. I mean, I like his content. I really do. It's really good content. But like in that situation for that live with Shakur, it almost met that where it's just like, look, he's swinging, I'm swinging. They just couldn't cool off, And I think if in that situation, you would want, you would want Shannon Sharpe to be more like of a, hey, this young guy, he's let him say what he wants to say. Just, more mature about the whole situation. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, for sure. Yeah.
The bigger person. But in this case, there was no bigger person like in the entire life. Like there was no bigger person. Like there was just, hey, you throwing, I'm throwing, we can keep going. So that's basically what it turned into. And I'm gonna be honest, the funniest part of the whole live was when they was talking about if they had a street fight. I'm not gonna lie, that was, oh my gosh.
Someone fold him up like a chair.
I mean, what is he supposed to say? At the same time, he's supposed to defend you. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's he supposed to say? He's going to kick my ass. Like, he's not supposed to say that. But at the same time, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? This is really, I was telling Christian, when we was texting, this is the YN versus War of the Summer, man. The YN OG War of the Summer. And it's too hot for all this, man. Y'all got to chill out. Y'all got to chill out, man. But if they really did step in the ring for sparring, that wouldn't be good. But also too, if they street fought, even that, right? It's a whole nother conversation. Street fighting is different than boxing, right? But still, you gotta be like, bro, you're gonna be tired. Like,
whoop his ass.
You said what?
Go whoop his ass.
I mean, hey, it's just.
I'm not even going to even fake. I'm too old. He said it himself. He not lasting 30 seconds in a street fight.
Gonna be too tired.
He ain't ready. And I think the reason why Shannon Loki got a little more serious during the little bandage, because everybody knows Unc got like bad knees and hips. He had to get knee replacement. So you going for real like injuries this man really went through. And y'all remember everybody was making fun of his video when you stand outside the store and everybody's talking about his posture. Yeah, he really feels some type of way about that. So you going really low. Y'all supposed to be high. You going low on him. So I think that's why he really took it a certain way. And I also wanted to follow up on what Christian said earlier. He was saying how Shakur could have finished Timo, but he didn't because he wanted to just box and go off points. That's literally what Unc saying in the sense of you not like really trying to finish fights. That's why you're not entertaining. You in there with a dude you done worked them all fight. You finished the fight. That's what's going to make you bigger because Teofimo was a big name. Like he's still a big name, but he was the hype for that fight was really high. That was Shakur's to that point best opportunity to really put himself out there. You go fight your fight, work him all right, all rounds. Just keep working him. And now he in there, he ready to quit. Finish him.
What was you gonna say, Christian?
No, I was about to say because Tio definitely was in like when they used to talk about kings of boxing, like Tio was in that whole threshold. Like back when everybody was at 135, when Tio beat Loma and Tank was right there, Ryan was still at 135. They was all right there. And even then, even when Tio moved up to like 140, he was still right there, then moved up to 147. He really didn't and he didn't lose no credibility for fighting Shakur because everybody knew that Shakur would beat Tio.
Yeah.
Tio ain't really got no jab for real. So it's just like it was kind of like everybody in the boxing world knew that. I don't think people in the I feel like some casuals know, but I don't think I feel like there was casuals out there who I feel like because of they wanted Shakur to lose, I think they had Tio winning, but I don't know. It was kind of a little tough to tell because when I was talking to people about it, it was like, yeah, Tio gonna win. I'm like, but and it's real funny though, having a lot of kind of conversations because nowadays the conversations that I have with casuals or people that just love the sport of I say the people who love the sport of boxing, they're the ones that's the people who love the sport of boxing and they're not actually in the sport of boxing, they watching it from a fan perspective, but they actually watch it and study it. I feel like those are the people I can have like a legitimate conversation with versus like an actual like casual, because everybody like who's normally a casual, their typical favorite fighter is always Tank. And I ain't gonna cap, I ain't taking nothing from Tank's skill. But I just don't. Besides Lamont Roach, I ain't gonna lie. Tank not that credible to me. Like, yeah, he knocked people out, but like I ain't like I want to see him actually like fight like the Shakurs, the Devin Haney's, the T.O.'s. Like, why Shakur fighting T.O. before you fighting him?
I
Is
feel
it
like
all?
But who?
I was gonna say I feel like I get with y'all can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I get what Sean's saying though, because like and like I said, like Christian basically said, like there's a different perspective for somebody who's watching on the outside compared to somebody who's living in it and who's participating in the sport, who's going and studying the game. Is a different mindset, it's a different view, it's a different level for sure. Now, from my view, you know what I'm saying, it's not about discrediting nobody because this is boxing is probably the one or two hardest sport. Like it's either one or two probably. Um, Probably MMA, boxing, and whatever third you want to put in there. So it's one of the hardest sports for sure. But so I can never disrespect any boxer. It's not about discrediting. And I think that's kind of what it turned into in that live. But what Sean was saying that I kind of agree with, not just for Shakur, but for a lot of boxers, it's like from my perspective, I prefer the gladiator over the technician, or you know what I'm saying. I prefer the knockout artist over the showman. You know what I'm saying. So like a guy like Floyd Mayweather, I think he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. But I'm not. I would rather watch Mike Tyson box than watch Floyd Mayweather. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's a certain style that is going to get the attention, and especially too, like everybody has a different style. So it's not about even forcing somebody who doesn't have a certain style to be something they're not. You have to stay true to your own, fighting style, 'cause especially if you have success in it, like the core.
Yeah.
Somebody can you mute your mic? But when it comes down to it, I mean, Sean's right. You know what I'm saying? There's certain style that's going to be more entertaining. But yeah, Christian, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. In in the sport of boxing, like everybody want to see knockouts, so it's like, but I think like he ain't wrong at all. I just think like at times though, like I said, it does depend on the fighter, and it just depends on who the opponent is, because styles do make fights, and not every fight you gonna always get the knockout. But I think like even when like people don't get the knockout, I feel like what I realized and what I've like learned just kind of just from seeing like being at fights and stuff like that. I think as long as you're like actually fighting and actually making the fight entertaining, it's kind of like people are still like applaud you and everything like that. And you could still be technical and still fight at the same time. I think that's
Exactly.
what, what I'm saying, what people don't, understand. And then sometimes like when we hear people be like, yeah, like we want folks to just like brawl it out. I'm like, but I ain't finna exchange no punches to make somebody else happy. I'm not finna be taking punches here and then he take like, nah,
And
I ain't
that's
doing that.
and that's the other side of it. That's the other side of it because like I'm all about balance and seeing both sides. So like that side right there is a great point because from the fan perspective, they trying to see what's flashy, what's exciting, but also from your perspective as a boxer, man, you got to protect yourself in that ring. You got to protect yourself,
Yeah.
and it ain't
Like,
about just throwing haymakers back and forth. You got to protect yourself, and so that's a good point as well. But yeah, because I mean it's a dangerous game. You got to protect yourself, and you gotta be patient, know when to strike, and all that stuff. So I completely get what you're saying.
yeah, like Boots and Bud. I even say Arthur Beterbiev too, the Russian. Everybody always think that like Arthur Beterbiev is like a just a straight brawler, but like even then when he fight, he's very technical too. And people, I don't think people like see it because he went to that that Russian. He went through that Russian school through the amateurs and everything like that too.
Do you feel like
So
him and Bud kind of have that good balance of both?
yeah, I feel like Better Biv can box, but still box to get the knockout though. Same with, you know what I'm saying, a Benavidez, or if you go back and he was like Triple G, or you know what I'm saying, a Triple G or something like that. mm, Uh, you could say Andre Ward. 'Cause I say Andre Ward would still fight too. But
Andre
like,
Ward was nice.
yeah, SOG was for sure nice. He was lead hand dominant. He could box, but he also can make it rugged and still fight you on the inside. Even if that fighter was a lot more aggressive than him, like when he fought Sakio Abika, when he fought Allen Green, Chad Dawson, he made those fights pretty rough. So I think it's just people is just like, I think people just want to see an entertaining fight, regardless of if there's a knockout or not, and versus that person just running around the ring the whole time and kind of just having them little pause moments where there's no jab throwing, no exchanges, no, you know what I'm saying, pivots or foot movements. People want to see, you know what I'm saying, exciting things that they ain't never seen before. So, and I was like, even when I'm like at my own fight or like I'm watching somebody else fight, I'm like, man, this was like the most basic. I see somebody get like a basic knockout that ain't really like have much skill, or that person was just like slugger and didn't really have much skills themselves, but like people were still excited for that. So I think, like I said, people just want to see like something entertaining, regardless of them. I mean, some people could be like, yeah, like it look like they're looking for it to be good, depending on if they're there to support that person or not. But like if there's other fights though, people are still kind of like they're still there to, you know what I'm saying, see entertainment at the end of the day. I just
You
think
know,
it's all entertainment overall.
what I noticed, like when it comes to lightweight, welterweight, people want to see more aggressiveness and more knockouts. When it comes to heavyweight, they want to see more technical because like guys like Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying, he got all the power in the world, but a lot of criticism I've noticed through the years is that he's not a technical boxer. So it's just like the best boxers are the ones that can have both the best of both worlds, would you say?
Yeah, but I definitely I feel like at some point though, yeah, even though Wilder wasn't the most technical, you know, with a jab or whatnot, he still had some IQ of some sort. I feel like it's something like each fighter, like at least like to set up that right hand, it requires some type of level of IQ. So it was some skill. It just like I said, like I agree with you. It wasn't maybe as technical as it is like, or watching like a Terrence Bud Crawford or a Devin Haney or maybe a Oslander Usyk or Danny Dubois or Moses Atama or Jao Patai. Those type of, you know, those type of guys.
Yeah. You got something, Sean?
Nah.
Okay. No, I thought you had something. My fault. Yeah. So I want to also, you know, get you guys' thoughts about if you guys been keeping up with the World Cup. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
I ain't gonna cap. I ain't been keeping up. I've been watching baseball lately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. You were sending me
So
some
have
stuff for the Yankees. What was you
Yeah.
gonna say, Reggie?
So have I. I've been keep. I mean, I've been doing both, keeping up with baseball and watching World Cup. I mean, all I gotta say is Messi's the GOAT if Argentina wins, because this is the worst team Argentina has ever had, and they're one game away from the finals. And uh France just lost to Spain, so no Mbappe, no Ronaldo, and Messi got a clear path to the World Cup now without them two guys in the way. So if he
Are
wins, I
you
think he's
are
the
you rooting
official
for
GOAT.
are you rooting for Messi in Argentina?
Yeah, I always thought Argentina was going to win the World Cup from the beginning. That's just
Come
me.
on, brother.
I
Come
think
on, brother.
I,
Nah,
I
bro.
think
Nah, bro.
I think Messi's that good, bro.
I'm,
I
I'm
think
gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Mhm.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
You tripping, dog. You tripping.
Why
How you
I'm
doing?
tripping?
You rooting for Argentina after all we done seen in this World Cup, bro? How they acting, their
That's
fans,
what I'm
all
saying.
that,
Yo,
like
Them
all
boys
the stuff that their
racist.
fans have done. Look, I actually liked Messi before this World Cup, and after this, I was like, nah, I can't. Like, I wouldn't say I was a big time soccer fan. I need to get more into it. watch some more, right? But I know Mbappe is a star. I know Messi. I know Ronaldo, Neymar, OG. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they were even better, but they're getting
Yeah.
older now, right? Well, Mbappe is still rising, but the other guys are getting old now, right? But
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I cannot root for Argentina, bro. I cannot root for
You cannot
Argentina.
root for
I,
Argentina. Okay, that's
I
fine.
hope, and it's one thing to say, it's one thing to say I'm not rooting for you. I hope they lose. Like I don't just not want to root for them. I hope they lose. I hope every single fan that's Argentinian that's watching this, I ain't got no diss to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I wish y'all get y'all act together and stop hating on my people. But look, I hope Argentina, the team, loses. I hope they lose because and Messi's a great player, so I can never say like the team's bad at what they do just because of the fans. But nah, bro, I think the way that their
And I
fans
feel
are
like
acting,
that's what
I
you're
hope they lose.
doing, though.
You said what?
I feel like that's what you're doing. You saying you want Argentina to lose because of the fans, and I feel
Hold
like
Yeah,
on,
that's unfair.
Reggie.
no, I
Yeah.
feel the same way. But here's the thing: I'm a consistent person. Anybody that's watching this, right?
Hmm.
Did
Yeah.
I when the Philadelphia Eagles made it to the Super Bowl 2017 against the Patriots? Was I not rooting for the Patriots? Because I hate the
I hate
fact that
Philly.
when the
I hate
Philadelphia Eagles
Philly.
win, how did their fans act? When they
Yeah.
made it in 2023 against the Chiefs, who was I rooting for? I was rooting for the Chiefs because
Now you
how
rooting
did
for the
Eagles fans
Chiefs
act
again.
when the Eagles fans just won it in 2020 was it 5 they won in 2025?
Yeah. Yeah. They won it last year.
Yeah.
The year
Who
before
was I
last
rooting
year.
for? Because how did their fans act?
He
So
was
yeah,
rooting for
bro,
the
I would root
Chiefs.
against the team
That's
because of how the fans act. Who was I rooting for in this NBA Finals? Now the Knicks, they got it done. Respect to them, and respect to all the OG Knicks fans. But who was I rooting for in the finals because of how their fans act?
Spurs.
I was rooting for the
the
Spurs
Spurs.
because the fans don't deserve a championship, bro. I promise you, and I
Yeah.
said it. I say it for all sports, and I'm just keeping it real, bro. Like if the fans
Hmm.
act crazy, I'm not gonna want to root for them, bro. Like how you gonna win a championship and you destroy your city? Or how you gonna say this against the black players that mind their business? You gonna say racial slurs? You said you saw Speed's live where that woman was saying racial slurs. They was this little kid who's from Argentina was he was calling a monkey. He was saying, "Oh, that's Mbappe. That's the French players." Nah, bro. I hope they lose. Yes, I hope they
I'm be
lose.
honest. I didn't
So
hear.
the
I'm
thing
be
is,
honest. This is a new information. I did not know that happened. I was
yeah,
going based off of just Argentina and the team itself. I wasn't worrying about the fans. I wasn't worrying about now the guy I don't like the most is I forgot. I don't want to butcher his name wrong, but the guy that plays on Spain, Mabal, something like that. He's the one that's been talking a lot of smack because he was talking about, oh yeah, we beat the French and we beat France in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and you have had only one goal this whole World Cup, and you talking big because your team is playing good. So I'm hoping Spain. I'm hoping Spain loses to either Argentina or England, whoever they gotta play. I'm hoping Spain loses because this player needs to be humble. Just because you have a good team, that doesn't mean you get to talk. You only talk if you're playing a good game. He's not.
I'm
He's
not
not
mad.
good.
I'm not mad at that because Yamal certainly. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. He's definitely underperformed in this World Cup. He definitely, even though Spain won, you know, what I'm saying he couldn't get a goal today. So I agree with you on that. He definitely has underperformed. But at the end of the day, if we're being honest, bro, none of the four countries that are the final four, none of them. I mean, they. So even with my point about Argentina, the racist fans. I mean, there's racist fans in like all of those fan
Hmm.
bases, bro. All of them. But at the end of the day, a lot of people rooting for France, and they got dropped off today. I mean, most people from America, I think, were rooting for France after they made it to the Final Four. You know,
I
Mbappe and the
think we
guys.
got robbed. We got robbed of
I
another
think
France and Argentina matchup.
I'm,
To me,
I'm gonna ask y'all who y'all rooting for because at this point, like I said, I'm not really into it like that to where I can say I'm rooting for anybody. But if you ask me my preference of who I would want to win, I like damn what's his name he hold on.
I feel I
Like,
know who you're talking about. From Norway,
no,
or
they're already out, bro. They're already out.
oh, Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you wanted them to win.
Nah,
My bad.
Holland is he's a good player, you know what I'm saying? But he just didn't
Yeah.
have the team. He didn't have the team.
But I feel like this is Messi's worst teams in the World Cup, like since he's been in there, and they're one game away. And I feel like the
I was gonna say Jude
reason
Bellingham. Bellingham, I think he's a star. And then you know, so but you said what about Messi?
the thing with Messi is that I feel like this is Messi's worst team since he's been in the World Cup, like since the World Cup, like he started being the World Cup, just as a team wise, not individually. I'm just talking about as an overall team. Like, besides him, that Argentina team is not as good as people advertise it. But the fact that he got them 3 goals and he then he then 3 goals like fast too, and then got to the 21 goals before the semifinals, it's like, dang, like Messi masked a lot of problem that Argentina has, which
I mean,
is they don't have
have
a
you seen
reliable score.
the investigations or the conspiracies also online about these Argentina games, bro? Because I mean, let's be real,
Yes,
the officiating hasn't been good.
but it
I'm
hasn't been
not.
a fit. Them officiates been bad. Look at our game. We almost our game had officiating problems. We didn't play Argentina. This whole World Cup has had officiating problems. I know it's big with Argentina, but the only reason it's that big with Argentina is because of Messi. If we really want to be honest, nobody don't want to see Messi win because he's been that dominant for that
I
many
would say
long.
I would argue. I agree with you. A lot of people don't want to see Messi win. He's one of the greats of the sport, but at the same time, man, you know what it is, dog. You know what it is. So are you
I
telling me
don't know.
you said what?
I don't know. You gotta tell me what it is. I don't
I just
know.
told you what it is. I just told you what it, bro.
Reggie
Argentina.
don't like to separate. Reggie don't like to separate the racial, bro. He'll
I'm
let
not trying.
certain things slide. Nah. I'm about to
No,
pull your
it's not
card right
about
now.
separating the race. You can
I'm about
call
to
me out,
pull
but
your
I'm telling you
card.
what I'm doing.
I'm
I
about to
am
pull your
talking. Are
card.
we? If we want to get personal, we can get personal. But I'm just talking within the game aspect. Yes, there's a
Within the
lot of
game.
things that
Here's the
Yo,
within
thing
the
though.
game. That's
Within
it.
the
Argentina.
game, put it like this, right?
Okay.
And you know, I'm gonna speak it into existence. One day I'll be there. I'll be asking those World Cup players questions. I want to be in that space. I want my guys on here to be in those spaces. You know, if that's for them or what they want to do. Well, all my guys in there too. But here's the thing I would do, right? If I'm interviewing Argentina after the game tomorrow, one of the first questions I'm asking Lionel Messi is, what are your thoughts about the racial abuse and the racial harassment of Argentina fans on black players and black fans? What is your thoughts? I guarantee you, he's either going to say no comment or he won't say anything because this is nothing new. Like they've had a long history through the years and decades of racism. You telling me there's no comments? I've done my research. I've done my research. I haven't seen any comments. And now somebody educate me if I'm tripping, if I'm wrong. I have no problem with admitting that I'm wrong. I haven't seen anything on part of Lionel Messi standing up for the black players that are being abused. By abused, I mean verbally abused and racially abused and disrespected by Argentina fans. I haven't seen any comments. I think no comment is not a good answer, man. He should speak up and say something.
Man, ever
But you
since
know whose fault it
that
is?
country
Oh, go
was
ahead, sorry, my bad.
established, ever since that country was established in South America, they've been racist. Like their whole lineage from when they first were a country, since they were first a full civilization, they've been racist. They don't want to be black. They don't want to be nothing. They consider themselves a European country.
Okay.
They're in South America.
Well, technically, it is European.
They're white. Like they view themselves as full white people. Like they don't. It's not a. That's why it was not a big shock to anybody really. It was like a thing of dag. That's crazy for us. But like if you've been keeping up with it and just know the history of that country, you're not surprised. You're not shocked. You know what I'm saying? And you can't separate. You can't always just separate the art from the artist. You get what I'm saying? You might love Messi. When I was a kid, before I knew what I knew, I was like, oh, I like Messi over Ronaldo. I don't watch soccer, but shit, I like Messi over Ronaldo. Why not? But as you get older, you like, hold on, who Messi represent? He from Argentina. Why would I assume Messi like me? I'm black. I'm not about to assume Messi rock with me. I'm not about to assume Messi rock with anybody who's black. And any Argentina, I'm not expecting them to like me. I'm not about to be rooting for them to win. Oh, because they got one player? Hell no. They got one player. That means if he the only non-racist, but guess what? He with a whole bunch of other race people. I'm not about to be rooting for him.
Okay, this is
And,
my
and
issue.
even this, right? Even this. I mean, there's stories that have come out, and you can take it with a grain of salt. You can choose to believe it or not believe it. There's players, African players who have come out who have said Messi has said some things to them. So at the end of the day, when it comes to it, right? I am actually separating the art from the artist while also doing the opposite, like nuance, right? Nuance. I can acknowledge the fact that Messi is one of the greatest soccer players of all time. He's one of the greatest footballers of all time. But at the end of the day,
you ain't about to turn to support him.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's not even just about Messi for real. I'm making it more so about the team because I get it. It's Messi's last run. He's one of the greats. I get that, right? But at the end of the day, man, I can't root for Argentina, man. I'm sorry. Somebody has to drop them off. Also, too, just from a fan perspective, and you take out all of the politics, I mean, I would like to see a different team win because, I mean, they won it last time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they win it again, like, okay, that's domination right there. But, I mean, just being real about it, I think that Argentina, they're going to put up a good fight tomorrow. They're going to fight. I'm hoping. And like I said, it is what it is. Even if they do make it, it is what it is. We'll see. But nah, I think England can find a way to pull it off. Bellingham, Harry Kane, we'll see.
I got a problem with what y'all saying. I feel like if Argentina wins, y'all gonna put an asterisk on this World Cup because like Mbappe's not there.
In what way? In what way?
In what way? I feel, because this is who I blame. I don't blame y'all. You know why? I blame national media. You know why I blame national media? Because if this was such a problem, why this wasn't addressed 4 years ago when they won the World Cup? When Argentina won the World Cup.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, put it like this, right? If all of us on this podcast do some crazy stuff, right? And we're celebrities and they start reporting and the media gets out, oh, you did this, you did that. This crazy stuff comes out. Are we going to be mad at them or are we going to be mad at ourselves? Like at the end of the day, they only reporting on what they can see and what they can report. The reports are this. Argentina has a long history of racism. And we got clips from this World Cup. Forget about 4 years ago. Forget about 8 years ago, 12 years ago. We talking about right here, right now. Right here, right now, there's several clips of Argentina fans that are being racist. They were racist to Speed. That woman was racist to Speed. There's another one where they were racially harassing Cabo Verde fans. They also were racially, excuse me. There was the Argentina kid and his mom were literally calling a monkey. They were calling a monkey Mbappe. They were doing all this stuff. And I mean, they're not the only country that has been racist through this whole, like this year's World Cup. There's other racial stuff that's been going on. It's important as just we're all Black Americans on here, right? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just important as anybody, a human being, to keep up with not just the sport, but just the politics that's going on within the sport. And I'm not going to put an asterisk or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to disrespect or diminish it. If the Argentina wins, right, I'm gonna give credit to them as a successful team that won the championship. I'm gonna give them that respect, just like I did the Knicks. If you've been on, I didn't want the Knicks to win the championship, but that's a little bit different because the Knicks don't have players that do crazy stuff. And they don't, you know what I'm saying? Their fans are, you know, that's a whole different thing. But with Argentina, I give credit where it's due if they win, but like, that doesn't mean I have to root for them, man. That doesn't mean I have to just say, oh, yeah, I hope all the racist fans are super happy when they win, man. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah, Reggie, I don't really know where your mind is at right now, hearing this and learning how racist these people are. I don't know how you still. I don't even know where you even got that from. That we'll put an asterisk on it just because if Messi don't make it, I don't give a damn.
No, I'm saying no. My only point is okay. This is my point. I am not disagreeing with what both of y'all are saying. Like I said, I did not know of this portion until y'all said it. That's why I said I blame national media because this should have been a bigger story. Let's go back to your Patriots, Sean. Yes, they will keep winning. Okay, they were winning, but what we kept hearing about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's relationship, it was this, it was that, it was this. And all I'm saying is that they never gave the same energy towards Argentina. Like we seen Speed Stream and all that stuff. All I'm saying is this should have been a bigger story. If we're talking about racism and we're trying to end,
Ain't the World Cup every 4 years?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But everybody, but that. Yes, the World Cup is every 4 years, but what I'm saying is that it didn't matter. Like people, like if we're hearing about it, it should have been a bigger story, or we're seeing it should have been a bigger story, and they're not making it a bigger story. That's all I'm saying.
Football, American football, is that our sport? Is that a USA sport right there?
American football.
Is that our sport? Is the NFL football? Is that our sport?
Yes, that's our sport. Yes,
is soccer our sport, really?
Soccer's not our sport.
So that answers your question of why I wasn't talking about the same.
Also, not just that.
Also, something's every year. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing it every single year in your face. You're gonna talk about it way more than something you see every 4 years.
You know? And then not just that too, but also just here's the thing, right? We need, and this is why we need guys that are into the sports journalism space, like me and Reggie. We're up and coming. We need guys like us to add that nuance because, man, some of these people out here, they're not going to care. They're not going to care. Oh, Argentina fans are racist to black players. They don't care. Some of these people do not care. Like, my point is this, right?
I don't think Reggie cared.
No, I think Reggie cares about the racism, but I think I'm feeling Reggie, you might be clouded by the fact that Messi is such a great player that you just can't root against him. But here's the thing, right? Like, there's certain guys in sports, like there's certain guys in sports that I have like all the respect for as an athlete, and then there's their fan bases are just so toxic. Like, I had all the respect in the world for Saquon Barkley, and he's one of the greatest players I've ever witnessed play football live in person. I've seen him several times, but I can never root for the Philadelphia Eagles. I will never in my life, unless I'm getting paid for it, root for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just can't do it. So taking that, now that's a whole nother topic, right? But taking it to soccer, keeping it on topic. Argentina, man.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina has a long history of anti-black racism, right?
Mm-hmm.
All I need is for Messi to step up and say, I condemn them. But you know why he's not going to do that? Because it's going to affect this. It's going to affect this. And he's not trying to upset the people who are in Argentina and his fan base. He's not going to alienate his fan base. This is not something where it's like, oh, you need to tiptoe around it. They need to. If I was in those reporting spaces, I would ask him directly. Hey, Mr. Lionel Messi, I need you to speak on the anti-black racism of your fan base. If he ain't gonna say nothing, then we have our answer. That's what I'm getting at. These players like to tiptoe. They like to be safe. I just think they need to be serious about where they stand. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, you get what I'm trying to say?
That's fair. I mean, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with what y'all was saying. I guess my only thing when I'm looking at it is like Sean, you did bring up a good point. Like it is every 4 years, but Messi is such a popular player that like the dude is in the USA now. He plays for Inter Miami. You know what I mean? I get that he's in Argentina, so Inter Miami is different from Argentina, but he's such a high profile player that I feel like them conversations could be had because of who he is. If he wasn't such a popular player, then I understand what you were saying. Because we have had conversations with Kobe about we still like, to this day fans still talk about how Kobe was innocent from his 2000 something
Yeah.
rape
Yeah.
accusations and all that stuff, and this is 2026 and the man rest in peace to him, but people still talk about it to this day. That's
Yep.
all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with both of y'all saying both of y'all are all right. At the end of the day, the World Cup is every 4 years. Them conversations are not going to be had. But because Messi is such a high profile player, I feel like national media, and I'm not a part of national media, I'm just a casual fan, but I do look at Messi as a GOAT, soccer star that I bypass, like I said, I didn't know about Argentina like doing this to their fans this time around again. But I bypassed that because I'm watching greatness in front of my eyes.
Let me ask you this. Let's put it into perspective, because this is a real world perspective. This really happened, right? Larry Bird is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's a legend, NBA legend. We would all be bold-faced liars to say that some of the biggest fans of the Boston Celtics when Larry Bird was in the NBA weren't racist. We all know the history that Boston Celtics fans have had a large amount of racist fans that were fans of Larry Bird. Now, in that particular sense, right, we can separate Larry Bird from the fans, because Larry Bird, he don't, just because the fans do it doesn't mean he's a part of that. So I get that part. And that's what I'm saying. You can't put all that on Messi, but at the same time, it would be different because of the things that we've heard from African players and their experience playing against Argentina, the racial harassment from the fans and from opposing players. And there'll be, here's the thing, unless you're fully saying that there's like, oh, they're lying and this is fabricated, like, I mean, the history is there. It's researchable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't. I feel like I said everything I felt on my chest about the whole thing. Oh, you dropped out. I feel like I said everything I that's on my chest with Messi in this whole Argentina thing. If Messi was doing or outright saying things and being seen on camera saying the racist stuff, the Argentina fans be saying when he's over there, wherever you said he's with, Miami.
Yeah, that's true. Like I agree with both of y'all. I agree with both of y'all what y'all was saying.
If he was doing that, we'll be talking about it more. But when the World Cup not on, I don't hear nothing about soccer. I swear. I don't see a thing about soccer on my feed. Like, that's not something Americans even think about, soccer. That's not our sport. Like, we don't even call it what the rest of the world calls it. Your mic is messing up, Reg.
Yo, Reggie, yeah, man, your mic was messed up, dog. You good? Yeah, you might have to leave and come back.
Yeah, as I said, you don't have that same conversation on a constant basis the same way you would any football debate. So that was just my thoughts on the point he made. But yeah, watch out for certain people who just want to kind of like brush things under the rug, especially black people, man. We shouldn't do that. Like, nobody. I feel like we gotta want more. We like you said, we could say, hey, this player X is cold. He racist though. I'm not about to support you.
I mean, hey, I'm with you, bro. And like, I think when it comes to, the black community, when it comes to sports, man, it's a lot of things that we just forgive too easily. We're just move on from it. Like we talk about Ryan Garcia, like some of the racial statements that he's made.
Yeah.
I'm not rooting for him. I have no problem with saying that though. Like, but it's also a difference between I can still be professional. I can still report. I can still interview him. I can still report and do my due diligence to research and watch his fights. Sure, but there's a certain level of like, okay, yeah, you said what you said, and I took note of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also it's just like I don't know. Like at some point when you're rooting for a team, there has to be a bigger reason you're rooting for them than one player. You know what I'm saying? Like I know when it comes to my team, any of the players could leave right now. I'm gonna still be a fan of the team. Like any player on the team could leave the Commanders. I'm gonna still be a fan. You know what I'm saying? With Argentina, okay, they got Messi. I give him his respect. He's one of the greats of all time. But Reg, you got to see where we coming from, man. Like the here's what I'm really saying. I don't want their fans to be happy. I don't. I want them to be crying after the game. Oh my gosh, we lost. I do. You know why? Because they deserve it. Because they deserve it. That's why. And I have no problem saying that on this live. Argentina fans. Now, and let me clarify this too, because I can't generalize the entire country. I don't want to make the mistake of doing that. Shout out to the Argentinians who are, hey, watching. They just want to see their team win. They ain't with the racial harassment and the racism. And I shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they're condemning it and telling their fellow Argentinians, hey, stop with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I have no problem with them. You know what I'm saying? My problem is with the racist fans that are supporting Argentina and that are disrespecting streamers like Speed, who just mind his business, want to see a soccer game. They want to racially harass him. They want to say this about Mbappe, say this about Cabo Verde, say this about black players, black fans. Sorry, man. I just don't want to see them win. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with what y'all saying. And Argentina fans gonna be crying anyway when Messi's done. He's their last bright hope. Let's just be honest. He's their last. They have no other guys on the team that you could say that could get close to him or equally popular as him. So Argentina fans are going to be one way or another.
Here's the thing, right? They got a good enough team to be where they are. That's all you can say. They have a good enough team to be where they are. They have one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. I don't feel bad for them at all. I don't feel bad. I don't. They have enough.
When he leaves, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When he leaves, it's going to be a moment, I guess, a big moment where it's like one of the greatest of the sport leaves. But you know what? We got upcoming players, maybe not better, but we got upcoming players that are coming right now. And Mbappe, I mean, he's doing what he does.
He was saying Argentina fans are going to be sad because when Messi leave, they don't got nothing to replace him. That's what he's saying, just on Argentina alone.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's hard to replace one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? That's like once in a lifetime type of star talent that Messi has. And I think that when he does leave, it certainly will leave a big hole. I mean, he's been rocking with that World Cup team for a long time, so I acknowledge that.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about the World Cup. I actually watched my first soccer game this year because of the World Cup.
Who do you got winning it all?
I don't know.
Reggie, we know who you got, unfortunately.
All right. I just can't. I would have to do a little more deep dive into each nation because I ain't about to be blindly rooting for nobody, man, and not know not knowing they don't like my people.
That's the thing. That's why I said all four of the teams have fans that have histories of being racist towards black players. I mean, like, yeah. And like all four of the teams. And here's the thing, right? And here's the thing, right? Reggie's main thing, I get it. You trying to root for Argentina because of Messi. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, man. But me personally, I ain't doing that. I hope their fans are disappointed and hope they lose. That's just how I feel. Because of the racial abuse. That's how I feel. But even with England, they got Bellingham, they got Harry Kane. I think those two are probably going to carry the load for the team. But even if they, your mic still glitching.
Your mic's cooked.
You might have to leave and come back.
You put your mic in a microwave today, huh?
Yeah. My man Reggie said he rooting for Argentina. The England hackers, they got to his account very quickly. You gotta set this guy up.
That's funny.
We gotta silence this man. But nah, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I was into, FIFA, playing that, seeing Messi and Ronaldo, FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, those days, you know what I'm saying? Neymar too. And those were some good times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like I didn't witness those good times, Messi's prime. You know what I'm saying? And it's all legendary. So if he wins, cool for Messi, cool. But I can't. After what we've seen, it would be it for me, knowing what we know, what's been reported on, the history, I feel like it would make no sense to root for them.
Bro, I feel like you rooting for me, you black bro.
You said what?
You rooting for me, you black bro. Give me your card. Straight up. Just give me your card. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
You said if you're rooting for Argentina?
And you black, give me your black card. Go ahead, hand it over. Obviously, you know with your own people. You don't really care.
Oh, Reggie got something to say about that. Let's see, Reggie.
Nah, I need Reggie to get on because me and Reggie, I remember Hulk Hogan passed away, man. When I tell you me and Reggie was beefing for a day, I had real beef with Reggie one day. Reggie.
It might mute it. We got to join back. What were you saying, Hulk Hogan?
Nah, so everybody know. Go ahead and check out Reggie YouTube channel. But he made a video one day that I just didn't agree with, and me and Reggie were super close friends. We had to have a real conversation after Hulk Hogan passed away. It was like he made a video like trying to honor and remember Hulk Hogan. All right, here it is. Hold on. Let Reggie get on. Reg.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you good now. What's your YouTube channel name?
Reggie Talk Sports.
Reggie Talk Sports. So yeah, like I was saying, go check out.
Go subscribe, man.
So
yeah, so okay, I'll tell the story. Okay, so I made a controversial video. I want to say was it probably a year ago, okay, but it was around time. It was a day after Hulk Hogan passed away, or the same day he passed away. I had made a video, and the point of the video at the time was to honor the wrestling legacy of Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Should I have made that video? I probably should have not, due to the complicated history of Hulk Hogan. I understand what he did.
How did you do it? How'd you do it?
I basically mentioned like his wrestling career without getting into the details of his his racism and all that stuff. Not because I was trying to avoid it, but at the time I felt like, look, the man is already dead. We could talk about it all. We can talk about what he did all he wants. He's dead. So it's nothing.
I get that side of it because I guess you were trying to stay professional with it and just report on what happened and his legacy as a wrestler. But at the same time, like the best, it's almost like when you go to a funeral service, it could be a person that was a complete terrible person, right? But the pastor gonna tell you everything good about them.
Yes.
Right. Are you going to that person's funeral?
I was
that's a whole other topic, right?
That's the point. Here's the point.
Here's the point.
You're not going there.
Hulk Hogan, right? And we can relate this back to the main point. Let's relate this back to the main point with Argentina in the World Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got to look at the totality of who somebody is. You can't only look at the good, right?
Yes.
And so, I mean, I didn't watch that video. I'll let Sean give his thoughts on that video, but relating back to Argentina, because that's what I was,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? With Argentina, their racist history, their fan base. I've seen it, like, there's been videos where it's like black people are like discussing this, like, how are you black and you're rooting for Argentina? And you know, one of the top comments on this reel I seen where that was the caption. The comment was like, I'm not rooting for Argentina, I'm rooting for Messi. It's like, come on, dog. Come on. That's cognitive dissonance right there.
Mm-hmm. I can say I'm one of them. I would say I'm only rooting for Argentina because because I'm a fan of Messi. That's just me. I'm not saying Argentina is doing this right. I am not condoning that at all. Matter of fact, I hate what they doing. I hope they do lose, but I don't like Messi as a favorite
You do not hope
player.
they lose, right?
So that is going to be hard to separate.
You lagging, man. You lagging.
Any device he go on.
No, I'm hoping they lose. I'm hoping they lose because of the fan base, but I don't want Messi.
You lagging bad, dog.
You gotta. I can't. I was about to say something crazy. I was about to say something so crazy.
Messi to lose.
Hey, man.
The guy lose.
I'm gonna say it like this.
Hey, Reggie, you gotta leave and come back, dog. You gotta leave and come back. Man, them England hackers then got to, bro. I told you.
Yeah, man, they got him out of here.
What was you gonna say?
Man, if you are black and not pro-black, it's kicking you out pretty much. The lie kicking you out.
Hey, I'm not gonna do Reggie like that. He's solid. He's solid, but he just this just a bad take. This time,
and that's why I'm not surprised to hear his stance with this after telling him about the Messi and Argentina thing. Because just the reason I brought up the Hulk Hogan situation was just because it is the same principle, literally the same principle. If you are a racist, if you have a racist background, like the same way Argentina fans and their whole country has a long laundry list of being racist, Hulk Hogan has a long laundry list of being racist. I'm not about to support you because you made me smile, you made me laugh, you made me excited. Man, I love wrestling, and so if you're the greatest wrestler, or I love soccer, and you got the greatest soccer player, I'm not about to just ignore everything else because your people hate my people. You hate me probably. If me and you was in the same room, you're not gonna look at me. I'd be all fanned out, blase, you're not even gonna rock with me. So that's why for me, even though as a kid and being looking completely outside looking at, because I promise you, I only played soccer. I didn't watch anything with soccer. I just played it. As a kid, being able to cheer for Messi, but then growing up looking like, I don't rock with Argentina. I don't rock with Messi. If I know y'all might about to win a game, I might throw a little parlay on y'all because I know y'all gonna win. So I'm trying to profit off of y'all. But I'm not about to be sitting here rooting for you. I ain't about to be a fan of y'all. I'm not about to, and the same thing with anybody who I might have start being a fan of, but then learn later on, like y'all land is racist. Y'all the way y'all brought up was racist. It's not something that can change overnight at this point because it's your identity, it's your whole government. You know, it ain't nothing we can really do at this point. Except for it had to be on their own political side, and I don't feel like getting into it. So,
hey, man,
that's for me.
Hey, sometimes the best thing that will get people to change their ways is being humbled. Hey, man, Reggie, they need an L. They need an L. You ever seen a bad kid that just needs an ass whooping?
Facts.
Argentina need the L. It's a long time coming. It's coming. And that's all I'm saying. They need it.
I got a question. Do they need the L, or do they need an ass kicking? Because I feel like the only reason I'm asking is because we're bringing up the topic of racism. You know, something very important.
Yeah.
And my only thing is, it's a law. My only thing, I just wanted you to know, it's a loss just enough because they lose by 1 goal. Okay, they lost by 1 goal. This and that, but
Man,
they get
however you want to look. We talking about soccer, right? We ain't talking about football. We ain't talking about basketball. Let's be real. The most they gonna score is probably 2 or 3 points. Let's be honest. So when I say ass whooping, forget you can even forget that. Okay, fine. A loss is enough for me. A loss is enough, and it's not about Messi. It's not about any of that. But at the end of the day, you can't separate him from the team. He's a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, there's African players who have come out and said things about some of the things that Messi has said that may have been racist. Here's the thing, right? When you're such a great athlete or when you're a part of a great team, people are going to ignore a bunch of stuff, especially when they're not from the group that we're from, seeing it in the perspective that we do. Man, they don't care. They don't care. Why would they? That's why it's up to us to talk about certain things like this and report on it and do our journalism about it, write about it, do videos and live streams about it, because it adds that perspective that they're not seeing. And you're right, the national media, perhaps they could have done a better job of talking about this. And, it's shout out to Earn Your Leisure, Earn Your Leisure podcast. They talked about Argentina's racism during the World Cup, and they also they felt like the racism pretty much it outsourced or out took over the World Cup. The racism took over the World Cup. That's kind of how they felt, right? Because of all the stuff that was going on. Like, at the end of the day, man, they gonna feel how they feel, and they're gonna hate for whatever reason, man. I mean, the most illogical part of it all is like when it comes to these sports in the World Cup, and this is a whole nother topic, right? But it goes hand in hand. But like when it comes to the World Cup and these countries, man, especially these European countries, they just have a lot of racism, man. They're fans. They do.
Thing is, Argentina ain't even a European country.
I count it as a European. I do. I mean,
count themselves as a European country.
They're technically. How would you say? Would you say because just because they speak Spanish doesn't necessarily mean that they're not European? Because
they're in South America.
I know, but I mean, however you want to see it, because it's like that mix. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, but that's intentional. Like they see themselves as a European country, but they're in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something wrong. Like it's something that they're wired to be racist. Like when you come out the womb, hey, you are racist. That's what they want you to be. They're going to feed you whatever they are thinking already, and that even here in America, that's something that's passed down to you. No one is born racist. That's something you are installed with as a young child, and then that's something that's passed down generation to generation, and they've been passing it down since they've been established. So I'm not about to ever you. It ain't gonna be a time where you could like you said separate and like, oh, I want Argentina to lose, but I want Messi to win. Nah. Unless you play for another nation. Nah, you want Messi to lose.
Yeah.
You can't be warm about it.
Reggie, I feel like you gotta let loose what you gotta say, man.
About what?
What you gotta say?
I mean, y'all made points. I mean, my only point is that because I'm a Messi guy, I'm rooting for Argentina to win the whole thing.
So you basically
still.
So you basically. All right,
look, I had Argentina winning the World Cup from the beginning. I'm standing 10 toes down. I'm sorry. I'm just am. You can call me whatever.
I'm not even I wouldn't call you all that. You gotta chill, Sean. Come on, man. We gotta chill. This public platform, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna call I would never say all that, you know what I'm saying? I respect you, Reggie, man. And it's your take, bro. It's your take.
Yeah, I do acknowledge that Argentina and its fans have serious issues. Like they have some serious issues for real that needs to be addressed. I don't know how it's going to get addressed.
Here's the thing, though, and the perspective that Reggie has, I think that's the majority perspective of Americans. They're going to root for the players, and forget the racist part, but like take this, right? Americans, when it comes to soccer, are going to root for the players. Like a lot of people was rooting for France, right? France. Now it's England with Bellingham, Harry Kane got that, right? But with Argentina, man, and Reggie, I don't know where you went, man, but with Argentina, I get it. Messi's one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? We've been going in circles for a while now on this.
We are going in circles.
And we'll branch off to something else or we'll get ready to close. But, man, Argentina, they need to be humble, bro. They need to be humble. They've gotten away with a lot of close matches, and their fans have said all this racist stuff. It's time for them to get humble. That's all I got to say. And if I'm wrong and if they win it all, cool. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Messi won. Now what? Now what, Reggie? Now what?
Okay, if Argentina loses. Okay, Messi didn't win this year.
Hey, listen. All I'm saying is this. Everybody gotta read what they sow. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be prideful, if you're gonna be disrespectful, it's gonna come back to some type of way. Just be a respectful person, right? With Argentina's fans, man, the disrespect they putting out, I can't root for them. The racism they putting out, I can't root for them, man. It's only a matter of time. So that's all I'm saying. I hope they lose.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you want them to lose, and you have every right for them wanting to lose. Me personally, I had Argentina win the World Cup from the beginning. They're one game away from it. If they lose, they lose. And look, I'm wrong. If they win,
what would be a perfect time. What would be a perfect time for Lionel Messi to speak up in defense of black players if they win the World Cup. Why don't he say something to the fans? Guys, let's enjoy this moment. This is great for my country. And we also need to acknowledge the fact that there are some fans, not all, but some fans that have, said this or that, racism. All I'm saying is look, these guys are getting paid millions and bolos of money, right? Mm-hmm. And he's trying his best to stay neutral in a situation where neutralism is simply unacceptable. He should use his platform to speak up and condemn the Argentina fans. He should condemn them, but he's not going to. He's not going to.
No, he ain't.
And that's the problem. Messi's one of the greats, but at the end of the day, it's like even with this whole World Cup and the racism stuff, it's mainly black people that are calling this out. Shouldn't everybody have a problem with this? Shouldn't everybody see this as something that's wrong? But it's only black people that's going to talk about the Argentina thing because they're racist to black people. It's not like other groups are like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Everybody from a humanity standpoint should be speaking up and saying that, yes, the Argentina fan base, their racism, it needs to go.
I just got a quick question. So because you had them winning from the beginning, now hearing their history, you don't feel like you could change your stance and not support them?
I feel like I can change my stance and support them. I feel like I could, but my only thing is when I because they made it so far, when I be jumping off the bandwagon now, and in a sense of, damn, I didn't think they could. I didn't I had to make it all the way far. But
let me ask you a question. Did you bet on them to win it all?
I didn't bet. No, I didn't bet no money.
Then I definitely can't understand what you're saying. You ain't even making no money off this, Reggie. Come on, man. You had us thinking you put in the parlay months ago before the World Cup, and you about to hit the what we talking about, dog? So
I probably should have put in the parlay. Shucks.
So my man ain't even. Come on, dog. What we doing, dog? What we doing?
Just when the World Cup, I'll be honest. When I knew the World Cup was coming back, and I look at the bracket and I see France, Norway, England, all them countries, I knew who my mind was set on winning this World Cup. I had Argentina repeating. They defend their titles, and I had them repeating.
And I can't even be too mad at it because, like I said, they're not the only racist fan base. They're just more so the more recent one that we've been seeing in this World Cup. So,
but they're popular too because they have a popular player. If this was any other country, let's say France was doing this, okay, instead of
they do it. Hold up. That's what we need to speak on is the fact that it's not just Argentina. It is there's other racist fan bases, and like I said, you can't generalize the whole fan base to one action. So I want to be fair.
That's true. That's true. Like I said, I mean, I had Argentina winning. I could change my stance and say I don't want Argentina. It's very easy. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like I will be wrong in doing that because I had them winning before the World Cup even started. When they didn't qualify, I thought Argentina's going on.
At that time, you didn't know what you knew. So I'm saying now that you know what you know about their background, you still would choose.
Hey, this remind me of
No, I wouldn't choose them. No, I wouldn't choose them.
So this remind me of this video I was watching about the science of Batman, and it was talking about cognitive dissonance, and it talks about how more times than not, when you introduce new information to people, most times that new information doesn't cause them to actually adjust their actions at all. Like it usually doesn't. But I'm not hating on you, Reggie. I don't think Sean's hating on you either. I just think that, like, would you put the information together? You put the history. I can't do it, man.
I understand. I wouldn't want Argentina to win after the new information. I wouldn't.
You want them to win, though.
Do I want them to win? Yes. Do they deserve to win? No. They don't.
I mean, bro, it's no such, bro. If you win, then you deserve it, bro. Like, I don't get what you're coming to.
I feel like when you got a history.
Nah, that's not what you felt like, because we've been going at this.
Yeah, man. I ain't got no more to say on it.
Look, I think Argentina shouldn't win. They shouldn't win. Will they win? Probably.
Oh, okay.
Will they probably win? Yes.
So you got them winning tomorrow?
Yes, I do have them win tomorrow. I don't want them to win tomorrow, but I think they will win tomorrow.
It's okay to say if that's who you want to win. I'm not, like I said, Sean went a little too far with it. I wasn't gonna go that far. Look, if you want them to win, bro, I'm not even gonna look down at you or nothing like that. That's your opinion because Messi's your guy. Okay, cool. I ain't mad.
You know what I'm saying? What Sean called me because Sean's been calling me that. I understand why Sean has called me. Me and him, we had that type of relationship. He's gonna call me names that just is irreparable.
But I should have said it on here, so I was wrong for that. I should have said it on here.
He could have said it to me privately. Yes, he could have said it to me privately. But do I want Argentina to win? No. But will they win? Yes. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to say because I get it, bro. At the end of the day, you still got to be professional about it. You got to report the teams equally. You got to give your takes and all that. So
we're just fans. We're not reporting the team. So
I was just saying if you were going to do like any content about it if they win, you know what I'm saying, on your channel. But
if they win, I would talk about Messi as the greatest soccer player. Yes, but I wouldn't talk about Argentina. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because if I'm talking about Argentina, then you're gonna have fans coming in the comment section and say, "Hey, did you know about this? Did you know about that? Why are you talking about Argentina as this? Why are you talking about Argentina as that?"
You trying to separate a man from his team.
My thing is this, right? My thing is this.
I feel like you can.
The players, here's the thing, right? The players need to speak up and condemn what the fans are doing. Like, that's the thing, right? They're trying their best to stay no comment, or they're trying to stay neutral, whatever. Like, man, like, they should condemn the fans.
They should.
But then here's the thing. They're not going to say nothing unless somebody asks them about it. And that's why they need people like me. They need people like me because I guarantee you, Argentina plays England tomorrow, have me in there after the game. I'll ask Messi straight to his face, what are your comments? What are your thoughts on the racial abuse that Argentina fans are dishing out to black players and black fans? I know he doesn't speak a lot of English, so they're gonna translate it back to me, and I'm gonna need something. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much to condemn something. It don't take much, and I'm not saying that he hasn't, but from what I've seen, he hasn't. Unless I'm missing something, anybody can go to at Fourth and Goal Sports, Fourth and Goal _sports. You can DM me if Lionel Messi's condemned it. If I'm missing something, please do. You know what I'm saying? I'll be happy to see it. I don't think they will because there won't be anything to find because there's a dangerous game when you stay neutral. There's a dangerous game when you decide not to speak. That's all I'm getting at. And so Messi's a legend. He's one of the greats. You can never take nothing away from his career. I just think that with Argentina, the players need to use their platforms. I mean, soccer players, I mean, they got huge platforms, man. Huge.
Mm-hmm. They do. Anybody else got something else to say to me about my comments, potentially, or not? We all good. We like.
I'm all good with you, man. I think we should. But yeah, as far as like picks, today my picks kind of got messed up because honestly I thought it was going to be a France versus Argentina rematch, and that's not.
We got robbed. It's okay. We got robbed.
I don't think we got robbed. I think France was just unprepared. I mean, that was bad.
That was bad.
I think like it's so hard to predict these games, man. Like it's difficult. You never know what's going to happen.
I don't know, right? Everybody's practice got messed up in round one.
And that's the thing too. Mbappe was about to pass Messi. He was about to pass him.
And then he couldn't get a goal. Nobody could get a goal, but he specifically couldn't get a goal, which is but and that was probably France's best team they're gonna have to me.
Yeah, they probably the rest probably got a call from upstairs. Don't make sure he don't score. No, I'm just playing. Nah, we can't let him pass Messi. We can't. I'm just playing.
But Spain did what they were supposed to do. But my ball, nah, man, you can't be talking all that smack and then you not scoring no goals.
That's another thing. I want to get y'all perspectives. Because I was just discussing this earlier today. So how do y'all view the World Cup overall in the sense of like the fact that all of the best teams are with players that aren't even like you could question if they're really from there. You know what I'm saying? Or they're really like the France team, right? Before the game, I believe the Spanish president or representative, whatever, their highest leader, of Spain. He's basically said, respect the French team is a great team, but they're not French. That was his comment. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, look at what happened with the Olympics with Joel Embiid.
That's what I thought of.
I did a video on that. Yep.
Yeah, like Joel Embiid, he didn't have to play with us, but he did. And he wasn't a U.S. citizen. I mean, he got his U.S. citizen, but, he wasn't from the USA. And, so, I mean, honestly, I don't have a comment because I don't know what to say, honestly, about that. I mean, what I would say is like, okay, and at the end of the day, people are still going to represent their country no matter what. Like, you could play for United,
Well, let me reframe it then. How do you feel as a Black American sports reporter? Yes. How do you view Black players that are mainly playing for some, like, let's rephrase it. I'll just put it like this. And it's hard to put it like this, but I have to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's not about hating on the players. It's not about hating on the players because at the end of the day, they got to get to the bag. I get it. But let's put it like this. This is the World Cup going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
The best players, the best athletes of Africa, they're all playing for Europe. How is that an accurate World Cup? How is it? So I would rephrase the World Cup. It's not the World Cup. It's almost the Migration Cup. It's almost the highest bidder cup because at the end of the day, Africa's best athletes, they're going to go where they can make the most money, of course, and that's European teams. And also some of them grew up there. So I'm not, like I said, Mbappe playing for France. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. It's not about hating on the players, but I just want your perspective on that because some people have given their perspectives on it. Shout out to, like I said, Earn Your Leisure podcast was talking about Black players playing for European teams and how colonization affects that and just migration, moving. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's hard in a sense of I'm trying to find the right words because I know what I'm gonna say is just really.
Yo, you should turn your camera on, man, if you got a good view.
No, I don't have a good view. I'm be honest. I'm trying to. I don't have a good view, but basically, like it's hard in terms of like people trying to like get in a sense. I mean, at the end of the day, like I understand what you're saying. It's wrong that players are going. It feels like
I didn't even say it's. I didn't even say it's wrong. I didn't say it's. I don't think I did. Did I say that?
I don't think you said it was wrong. I guess I'm saying that players are trying to go to the best teams. It feels wrong to get a shot at the World Cup, and I feel like that's really unfair to the. What is it?
You think it's unfair to the players or the teams?
Yeah, to the teams. So. Yeah, to the teams, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? It is what it is. Players are going to be players. They're going to choose the best teams to give them a best shot at winning the World Cup. And then that's it.
And then like what's your view on that?
I mean, my view, I don't know if I have a view because I don't even know like where to start off, honestly. Like, because I would have to do like more research in terms of like, okay, what prompted him to say that? What is this coming from and all that stuff? But just by looking at it on like at a mirror, I think there's some truth in it to what the Spanish president said. But as a Spanish president, should you be saying that? Probably not. Just because you all represent a higher power, and because you represent a higher power, if you feel that way, then the players may feel that way, and you don't want the players thinking, or you don't want to let the players feel that, oh yeah, I feel this way and all that stuff. That's just me. Maybe I'm wording it wrong, but that's just how I feel. I feel like the president should have said that. That's just me. Okay. You're muted, Sean.
Yeah, you're muted.
Are we really gonna do this?
I don't know how to happen. But my question to him would be: is every single player in your team from there? Like you can't be a hypocrite. Like you gotta dish out. You gotta be able to receive what you dishing out. So if every single player on his team is from there, then he can feel like that. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it but if you're being hypocritical, that's where I draw the line. And that's just my only feelings about this topic. Okay,
so let me get it correct. So Spain's ex-prime minister, former prime minister, he said he was like no French players on French team. So he's like, hey, they got a good team, but there's no French players. Personally, I don't have a problem with what he said. I don't have a problem with what he said. Now, I know that how I'm taking it and how he meant it is two different ways. He probably meant it to be disrespectful, but I just don't find what he said to be really like profound or super. We should, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there is some truth to it, like Reggie said. It's tough. Like Reggie was saying, you got to play for the team that gives you the best chance to win. But also, it's just, I mean, you just got to compete. You got to compete. And it's difficult. It's difficult. But of course, I mean, it's like you said, Sean, I mean, you don't want to be a hypocrite. You saying that, and it's not like the whole Spanish team is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
what's his name? Yamal? Is it Yamal?
yeah,
Kamin,
I think
Kamin,
yeah, that was
Kamin
the
Yamal.
word I brought up earlier. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's what Moroccan and something else. Um, he's African. You know what I'm saying? But he's from Spain. Like so, it would be kind of hypocritical for the Spanish former Spanish prime minister to say that.
yeah, like just while you speaking on it,
Yeah, Reggie, man, welcome back. We was talking about how we're still talking about the Spanish thing and the former Spanish prime minister, Spain prime minister, talking about the French team. They're not really French. They're French, and then we're just talking about Yamal is not really he's not a Spaniard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
true.
is that hypocritical? You think?
Yeah, to a degree. To a degree, it's hypocritical. But my only thing, like Sean said, like the only thing would be okay. Uh, is every team playing in the World Cup from the same country, or what's going on here? There's a lot of guys that have two citizenships. Some people have a USA citizenship and another country citizenship. So it's just the world we live in there. Like there's going to be like, and that's another thing we can go back to, like in player empowerment. Like a lot of players are going to choose like which team they feel like gives them the best chance at going after a World Cup. And if you're the best team, okay, you're gonna go to that World Cup if they choose you. And I feel like that's why the USA always struggles in these World Cups, because they don't have a guy that can go toe to toe with some of their best players. And it's like Pulisic is supposed to be that guy, but is he there yet? No, and he keeps getting injured too.
I think the U.S. is going to struggle. It's going to struggle with that because of the fact that America's uh, America's best athletes. Um, okay, just so I was gonna say, America's best athletes, they're not playing soccer. These other countries, their best athletes are literally playing soccer. Do you think there's some random French athlete out there that's not playing for the national team? Their best athletes are on the national team. America, that's not the case. Our best athletes are literally playing football, playing basketball, running track. You know what I'm saying? That's our best athletes. So once the United States decides, hey, we're gonna go and make the sport of soccer more affordable for the underprivileged, and make it not just a sport where it's like, oh, only the rich kids can play this game. Once they decide to do that, and just expand, then yeah, it'll be more competitive, and the U.S. will make it farther in the World Cup. I mean, they did pretty good this year, but at the end of the day, I mean, our best athletes just don't play soccer. You got to get better athletes in that sport to really compete and make it to where they can compete in those deep runs. Oh, you muted, Sean.
Something be wrong with my mouse. I don't know why I keep muting myself, but I 1,000% agree with you. Our best athletes don't play soccer. Like we're not a soccer nation. But everything else you said, I mean, literally, I agree with everything. Ain't nothing I disagree with that you just said.
Yeah, once we get some guys in there, you know what I'm saying? They'll be back. They'll be better. But I mean, it's you just got to get some guys in. Oh, Reggie Jordan back. Yeah, Reggie, you're muted.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was my turn. I just mean because I thought Sean was still talking. My bad. My phone's acting up. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, we were just talking about just the World Cup and all that stuff. Even when you brought up Joel Embiid, I had did a video on that.
Mm-hmm.
You got some background noise.
No, I'm trying to get rid of that. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you referenced Joel Embiid. I did a video on that. I think that was what 2 years ago, something like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like with Joel Embiid, he he had what was it, triple citizenship, Cameroon, France,
Yep.
USA.
It was
Like,
crazy. My man was in free agency.
is that like that to me? And it's not about being disrespectful or anything like that. That's definitely not what I'm trying to do. It's respect to all the guys. At the end of the day, of course, when you got a choice, I'm gonna play for Team Cameroon, France, USA. Of course, you're gonna choose USA. Of course, because it's the easiest route. My thing is, from a competitor mindset, why not go play for Team France? Why not go play for Cameroon? But also from the business mindset, because that's really the number one thing, is the business. Hey, you're gonna go play for USA. You got it. They try to get to the bag, so I'm not mad at him. But I'm just saying, like,
I know we
when it comes
criticize Joel. My
when it
bad.
comes to the World Cup, if it's always gonna be, oh, it's just gonna be whoever gets the highest bid for this player to come to play for the country. Well, then it's not a World Cup. Then it's just not. Like, that's what I'm getting at. So when I say comments like the best, all of Africa's best athletes are not playing for Africa. Like, they're not going to play for Africa. Belgium, the guy that was cooking against Team USA, he has no ancestors from Belgium. None of them. He's from the Congo. That's a Congolese brother, but he's carrying the Belgian team. I guarantee you, he missed a shot. They won't be cheering for him no more. They're gonna start saying that's what I'm getting at. Is that it's just I'm gonna play for the highest bidder. Even though the fans gonna hate me if I miss a shot, they're gonna say all this racist stuff. That's what I'm getting at right there. So I mean, the best athletes that Africa has to offer in the World Cup, they're not gonna play for African countries.
Yeah, on a side note though, like I know Joel Embiid could have played for France, but I'm so glad he joined our team just because we didn't have a 7 foot center on our team. Like AD is 6'11,
You
Bam is six
want me to be
ten.
honest?
That's just me. But
That's just you. You want me to be honest? We
he,
didn't need him, bro. We didn't need Joel
I
Embiid.
think we
We
needed
didn't need
him.
Joel Embiid, bro.
I think we needed him. I'm sorry,
Joel Embiid had the opportunity to be a national hero. In fact, I'm pretty sure the same year that he decided to choose for Team USA, he got awarded from his home country in Cameroon. They gave him an award or something like that, right?
I'm
You tell
not
me
forgot about them.
you tell me he can't play for the national team to represent his people. In fact, when I did the video, the Team Cameroon USA basketball team, guess who liked my video? The Team Cameroon USA basketball team. Because how you gonna make him you giving him awards? He can't even play for the national team. You get what I'm trying to say? Look, at the end of the day, Joel Embiid, he chose the easy way out to play for Team USA. That's all he did. He chose the easy way out because he didn't want to compete. Go play for Team Cameroon and represent for your people, man. They rooting for you. And Team Cameroon actually didn't do too bad against Team USA. I mean, better than what you think they would do. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if they had a Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I think we would have won that year regardless.
Of course, I mean, of course we would. No disrespect to everybody else, but the best, I'm gonna say it, the best basketball players in the world are still in America.
Yeah, like they saying the rest of the world is catching up, but you pitting up. You saying the world versus a one nation. So I would hope they kind of catching up with us. But if you take every nation and separate it, ain't nobody out there with us, bro. In basketball terms.
Yep. Reg, you got some?
Oh no, I agree with both of y'all. I just felt like that year particularly we needed a 7 foot guy because of we was going up against other 7 foot guys. And the
Hey
way
man,
Steve Kerr
hey,
likes to play, I can't stand Steve Kerr as a coach. I cannot. But that's a different topic for a different day. But I just can't stand him as a coach. That's just I don't think Steve Kerr would Steve Kerr, you had three of the greatest basketball players or three of the top, let's say 20 greatest basketball players on your team and your games kept getting closer and closer and closer. Why? Because Steve Kerr's not a great coach. He was never a good coach to me. He just came in. He just
man,
came in,
you hate
and
Steve Kerr, man.
I don't like Steve Kerr. I hate that man with a passion. Don't like him. But that's for another story for another day. I've made videos on Steve Kerr on my YouTube channel. So
I ain't mad at it. Hey, I mean, you can critique Steve Kerr. I think a lot of people say that's Mark Jackson's team.
I mean, it is Mark Jackson's team. It's just like the John Gruden and Tony Dungy Buccaneers. Tony Dungy had the Buccaneers team, but they need the right coach. So I give Steve Kerr credit. I mean, he took that team farther than he took this team farther than what Mark Jackson could. You know. So I mean, I give him credit, but I just never thought he was a good coach to me.
That was such a contradicting thing you just said. I give him credit, but he was never a good coach. That's
Yes, he was a good.
I'm not gonna
He
lie.
was a good coach for 1 year. That's it.
That's like saying like, hey, bro. That's like saying, bro, I see the progress that you had in the gym, but you still fat. Like that's basically what you just said.
I know that. Yeah, I give him credit for 1 year, but other than that, I don't think he's a good coach. That's just me. I
Hey,
think he got
that's
carried.
your take. That's your take, bro. That's your take. I mean, I'm not mad at that because Steve Kerr, I will say he is slightly overrated as a coach. I still think he's a solid coach, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you coach a team with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins too. I mean, geez, bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Still couldn't win a championship. Now, injuries had a big deal of it. I
Yeah,
will
come
say
on.
that. But hey, that version with the Marcus Cousins, they could have easily won a championship that year if KD didn't get hurt. But he got hurt, so and then Clay got hurt, so that what makes it worse.
Hey, um, so would you say that at this point, excuse me, at this point in Golden State's time, you know, with Steve Kerr, because you know he's still going to be the coach. I'm not sure how long the extension is, but he's still the coach. Is if they don't get LeBron James, is it a wrap?
Yes, it's been a wrap.
Even if they get LeBron,
If they get LeBron, I feel like they got 1 or 2 good years left in them. Just because LeBron is that type of player that can get you. I wouldn't say I'm not saying he's the best player. I think his days as the best player is done. But him as a number 2, we seen it last year with the Lakers. If Luka doesn't get hurt, the Lakers could go somewhere. The problem with that Lakers team is that they don't have defense. That was the problem. At least Golden State has defense. They would. The reason they just struggle is because their offense suck. That's the only reason they struggle. Their defense was top 5, but their offense was like in the bottom, like 15 to 20 range, and that's Steve Kerr's specialty. It's offense.
let me ask you that too before we get ready to wrap up. Just closing. What are your thoughts like with the NBA right now and NFL, NBA offseason, NFL offseason? So, you know, we're going to see the decision LeBron makes soon. I wrote my article, guys. Go check out my
Mm-hmm.
article on X. On X, I dropped my article about top 5 destinations for LeBron James, top 5 landing spots for LeBron James. I think number 1, well, you know, I'll start this. Honorable mention, 76ers, 5. At 5, I got the Wizards. At 4, I got the Spurs. At 3, I got the Miami Heat. At 2, I got the Golden State Warriors. And at number 1, Cleveland. This is for you.
I don't like Cleveland.
Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I think the
I
best
don't.
spot for LeBron James is to go home to Cleveland. And it's not just because of the legacy. Since 2022, the team that loses in the NBA Finals, the following year they go to the finals. Since
Do you
2022.
do you trust James Harden and Donovan Mitchell if LeBron doesn't go there?
That's the thing. I wrote in the article. You got to read the full thing, Red. You got to read my article, dog.
I do read the
Wrote
full
in the
thing.
article.
I
If
do.
the
I do read
If the Cleveland Cavaliers sign LeBron James, the first move they got to make is to get James Harden off the roster. Trade him.
That's not happening. That's not happening. That's
Trade
not
him.
happening.
You can say it's not happening, but here's the thing. James Harden is going to hold them back. If I'm the Cavs and I say we're going to sign LeBron James, the number one thing they got to do is trade James Harden and find a way to get Kyrie Irving. They got to get Kyrie Irving.
Okay, let me ask you this. You saying James Harden's holding them back, but do you believe Donovan Mitchell is a $70 million plus player? Because I don't think he's a $70 million player to me.
Unless he's taking a pay cut, we're dealing with hypotheticals, bro.
I know, but do you think he's a 70 million? Because he just signed an extension, 4
It don't
years,
it don't
almost
matter,
40
bro.
million.
It don't matter. I'm not mad at him getting his bag, bro. He deserves it. But here's the
He
thing, right?
deserves it, but that's the problem, though. We have tried this Donovan Mitchell experience in Utah and now in Cleveland, and it
Bro,
hasn't worked.
you're saying it hasn't worked. If you watch the playoffs and you look at the roster that the Cavs have, that was never going to be a championship team, bro. Like, let's not act like Donovan Mitchell has like all the help in the world. Like, if we're being honest, what I saw in the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell, he did what he could, but also they were gassed out. They were gassed out. And James Harden, he's never he disappeared again. Jared Allen and the bigs, they weren't scoring like that. They weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. You got to put a real roster around Donovan Mitchell. I promise you, you give Donovan Mitchell LeBron James, go find a way to get Kyrie Irving, the Cavs will be in the finals. The Cavs will be in the finals. He needs somebody
Hmm.
to help him take off the weight. And who was the other scorer that was going to help take the weight off? James Harden? Nah, wash James Harden. It ain't prime James Harden. It's wash James Harden. He already don't play defense like that. So him regressing in the playoffs as far as scoring, he was basically a no show. So
Hmm.
I would put it on D Mitch. I think D Mitch needs some help.
Hmm. That's true. I
Get that
agree.
man some shooters. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got James Harden, you got Max Strus, you got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley and friends. Who else? Who else on that roster was even like that? Let's be real. Like the Knicks had depth. The Cavs ain't have nobody, man.
But I think that's the problem with the NBA is that this new CBA is affecting like teams because now you can't even build around two stars. You can't.
Hey, that's why LeBron James said, "I'm not worried about the money this time." He's even open to taking the minimum. It's not about money this time. That's why LeBron goes to the Cavs. He goes home. He gets the documentary, the final chapter, his last dance. This is where it's supposed to end. It's
I
only right,
think
bro. It's
I
only
think
right.
he wants money, man. I'm not saying he wants a $30 million contract, but he wants to be at least secure for 1 year. I
I
think
mean,
money
but
is a.
he did make the statement that he's not trying to get the supermax. It's not about money this time. And not
I
not the
still think
statement,
it's
but
about
the action.
money.
The action.
I think it's about money, but I do agree that he's not aiming for that the supermax. I do still think some part of it is money, which is why Golden State is literally the best option because now them California
Golden State's
taxes is
like a
crazy.
horrible option. I'm not gonna
It's a good option to me. They have defense. That Lakers team did not have defense. If he goes to Cleveland, it's going to be Lakers East.
bro. They didn't have
Two
a
score.
big like
They,
they
I mean, look, I get it. They re-signed Porzingis. I mean, I get he's not. He's 7'3". Take it what you will. That's a big.
no. The Lakers didn't have a big. Not the Warriors. Warriors got a big.
Oh,
I'm saying one you're gonna get Porzingis for how many games?
that's a good question.
And no
I'll hold for
bull.
how many
I'm
games?
not trying to be funny.
That
But
potus,
I've
whatever
heard,
disease he's got.
yeah, the disease.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I've heard some crazy rumors about what this man might have.
And
We
not just
all
that
have.
too, but like when I wrote my article, one of the biggest things I had to add in there was okay, the basketball fit is one part, but also the legacy, right? So
Man,
the
look,
the legacy of LeBron James going to the Warriors, one of his biggest rival teams, one of the teams their fan bases said all type of stuff about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? The rivalry, his rival, Steph Curry. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. LeBron,
I'm
if he
be
goes
honest
there,
with
I'm
you.
not mad. But like for the legacy purposes, you can't do it. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and y'all both think LeBron is the GOAT, correct? I just want to make sure, like the GOAT in basketball, correct?
Well, Well, unless you can prove it, if you can disprove it with actual data and statistics and evidence, then well, you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm not trying to disapprove. I mean, I don't think he's the GOAT. Don't get me
We know you
wrong,
don't
but
think it. I'm playing with you, right? I'm saying that.
oh, okay. That's
You
not
know
the
what I'm saying?
argument I was trying to make.
Go, hey,
You just asked me is the sky blue, Reggie.
yeah.
No, the argument that I'm trying to make is that if he goes to the Warriors, I don't think because there's been people that has been disrespecting his career. I think he's looking at it as like, man, y'all don't care. Y'all don't think I'm the GOAT anyway. So what does me going to Golden State has to change? All it's gonna do is make y'all more right. I'm not here to make y'all right. I'm here to win if I can, have fun while I can. That's just me. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm
I
not
He
think
does
that's a
have.
disrespecting.
knock on his legacy. I'm not gonna lie. That's a bad look, man. You can't.
It
I
should be
feel
a
like
bad look, but people don't.
in 50 years, people ain't gonna know it's not the same exact team that beat them. They're gonna see Steph Curry was on this team, Steph Curry's on this team. You go on a team and with a dude that beat you.
Like imagine Wilt Chamberlain joining the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like when Bill Russell was on the Celtics. You know what I'm saying?
Like just because we on our last legs, let's team up.
Michael Jordan, when he's old, saying I'm gonna come back out of retirement. I'm old and I'm gonna go play for the Pistons. Even though it's still, you know what I'm saying? It's still like, nah, bro. Even though
Yeah,
Isaiah
I
Thomas
get it.
was on the team, Len Beer, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think he should not go back to the Warriors, man, or not go. I don't think he should go to the Warriors at all. You know, I think that's a bad look. I don't even think they give him the best chance to win.
They don't.
I was surprised you had Philly as an honorable mention. Philly's a great chance to win there.
I put them as an honorable mention in large part. So my article in my list is in large part factoring in legacy. For the legacy of LeBron James and what he's trying to do for this last dance. I'm sorry. If he go to Philly, it's also a bad look because it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be another super team, right? LeBron James, if he goes to the Cavs, they're not a super team. They got like one other elite player. That's it.
But you tell them to trade for Kyrie.
Yeah, and I want them to trade for Kyrie because I feel like it's only right to have. Now, let me clarify this. LeBron James, Kyrie, those are like my two favorite players of all time, right? I feel like it's only right for LeBron James to close out his career with Kyrie Irving, and also just because, like, respect to the
Kyrie don't
Mavs.
want a team with that man. Come on, man.
You said what?
Kyrie don't want a team with that man.
Are you crazy? You know
He
how many
does
times
not.
Kyrie apologized publicly?
To LeBron?
Yes.
He can apologize publicly,
Saying
but
hey, I
that's
was a
still
young
don't.
player. They've been talking about teaming back up.
They've been talking about. I don't think he
I
really
don't
wants
know.
to though.
You know
That's
what?
just
I think
me. I
Reggie has
don't
a
really
point.
think.
I
I
think
don't think
Reggie
he
has a
really
point.
wants to. I think
But
he can accept the fact that he could have handled it better. But if Kyrie right now is thinking, man, I got Cooper Flag on the team. They got a new coach, Masai
Stop
They're
right
not
there,
about to
bro.
Ujiri.
win. What are you
Nobody's worried. Respect to the Mavericks fans. Nobody's worrying about the Mavericks. Sorry, we're just not. Like,
I'm not worried about them. I'm
if
just saying he
if
thinks,
Kyrie Irving got traded back to the Cavs right now, that gives him a good chance to win a championship.
yeah, it does. Cleveland would easily
I
be
think if
top.
they trade Kyrie, I think they're gonna buy out Harden. Harden don't want to play for the Mavericks.
Well, Harden is a free agent, I think, right? Oh, he has
No,
one
I'm
more
saying if they
year.
signed and traded him, because that was his point in the argument in the
Oh,
article. If they were to re-sign Harden, trade him for Kyrie, send him to the Mavs, he's not gonna want to be there.
yeah.
You know
Man,
I just
they
don't
would
think
have to do
Kyrie
like a
really wants to
3-team
go play
trade.
with LeBron. That's just me.
I don't think that's true. I don't think there's anything against playing with LeBron.
Okay.
But I think going to the Cavs, it's all right. You still got. I think the defense there would really be great there. You got Mobley, you got Jared Allen.
They're gonna have to trade one of them bigs though, and they're gonna trade
You
Jared Allen.
don't have to because depending on what LeBron signed for.
They
dude,
gonna
I'm
be
not.
they gonna be stuck under that new CBA. They signing James Harden to that extension. That's no if they're signing him to an
I think they're gonna re-sign Harden. That'll be
Why you so sure that they're gonna resign Harden?
because I
because
think they already told him. Like I think it's they
they
got a
already
handshake
told
there.
him,
Yeah.
and
Everything. Hold up.
plus
Yeah, hold
when
up. It don't matter what they told him. When LeBron James signed with the Cavs, you can throw all that away, bro. He sets the precedent.
No, I think they told him that like he didn't take his player option because he's trying to get LeBron to come.
Hey, that could be
Yes.
true. That could be true. But here's the thing, right? Even if
Hmm.
that's a part of it, I would still trade James Harden off the team. Like I
You're
would
that more
literally.
Harden.
And look, if they already told Harden, hey, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna work with you to clear space so we can get LeBron. Now you got to do right by him. You got to keep your word.
I
You
think
know what I'm
that's what
saying?
happened.
You
I
have
think
to
that's
keep your
exactly.
word, but you have to keep your word at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Be real, man to man. Keep your word. But it's a difficult situation because I wish they hadn't have said that. I hope they figure out how they can do something differently. But it's unfortunate. I mean, you got to keep your word. But the thing about it is, it's still business at the end of the day. They could do something completely different. You know what I'm saying?
And I get it, but James Harden and that Cavaliers team got to the Eastern Conference Final. They
No,
just
no,
played a
you
team.
just said it wrong. Nope, you said it wrong. You said James Harden and that Cavaliers team.
Yeah,
No, the Houston Rockets. You said James Harden and the Houston Rockets almost beat the Warriors. But no, Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers made it to the Eastern Conference
Donovan
Finals.
Mitchell
stop,
and
stop
Darius
explaining
Garland
that
was
thing.
not going to do anything together. That's hence
No,
why they
no,
traded
you said
Darius
No, just
Garland.
now,
what
just
I'm talking
past
about
season.
now.
That was Donovan Mitchell's team. Stop.
That's Donovan Mitchell's team. James Harden wasn't a key factor in this playoff
Stop.
run.
Forget key factor. He was a negative factor. He disappeared. It was 4 on 5 out there. Really, it was 1 on 5. That was Donovan Mitchell out there by himself. We're not gonna play like that. James Harden does this every year.
He does. I'm not going
He
to say,
goes
I'm not.
first year, first round, he gonna ball. He gonna all of a sudden you're on your feet, you're gonna see Harden's shutting up the haters. They said he can't play in the playoffs. He's shutting up the haters. Then the next round, he gonna play like trash. He give you 2 good performances, make you like not already want to turn on him, but kind of like boom, boom, boom. In that third round, when you need him most, Don disappeared every game. That's
So
what
are
he
we
does
expecting
every
him? So
single
are we
year.
expecting him to be a second best player or a third best player? Because I'm expecting him to be the
You're
third
expecting him
best
to be
player.
the 5th best player
I
if
mean,
they
here's
sign
the thing:
LeBron.
if the Cleveland Cavaliers sign LeBron James
You expect him to be the
and
5th best player or
and they
4th at best.
so let me ask you this: if they sign LeBron James, the Cavs, if they sign LeBron and they don't trade Harden, is there any chance they can still get Kyrie?
No,
No.
they would have to trade. They would have
Because the
to
way I
get.
see it, hold on. The way I see it, Kyrie Irving's coming off a torn ACL, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Cavs, whatever picks we got, I'm cool. Whatever picks we got.
But you gotta understand the Mavs got Masai Ujiri, who is known for having a lot of draft capital. So he's
So
probably gonna want some draft capital.
okay, so
That's
so
just
how much we talking for Kyrie? How much we
let's
talking?
say let's say 2 second rounders, and then they're gonna want to play it back in return.
I'm cool. What player you want? What player you want? Name him.
Mm, they
They
probably
have the
gonna want
Harden that
they
contract
probably
wasn't
want
there.
they probably want one of the bigs in Jared Allen or Evan Mobley.
So
They got
that's not
some
gonna
of them still got
happen.
Derek.
That's
You
not
think
gonna
they got
happen.
Derek Lively?
You already asking for the picks, right? And I'm
Yes,
cool with sending a first, a second, and but you're asking for a player too, right? For a player that's coming off a torn ACL, that doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense, but think about it. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford's been hurt too. So they don't want at least a healthy big on the floor. That's been the Mavericks' problem, is that their 2 centers hasn't really been healthy for the majority of the season in the
Hey
past
man,
couple years.
hey man, they had a big AD. He wasn't healthy either. They gonna have to figure it out. But
And
what
they
other?
still got PJ Washington, who's a power forward. I don't think they will ask for that. I think you have to make sure the contract, Mac, you have to get hard.
Yeah.
What else? What
They-
else? What else you got, Reggie? What can I negotiate? We negotiate. You Masai, you're the Mavs GM right now. I'm the
okay.
Cavs GM. What can we negotiate?
Okay.
I need Kyrie
If
Irving there for LeBron's
you
last
want
ride.
Kyrie, okay, so you want Kyrie Irving. So I will want, because I gotta think about Kyrie's age too. So I want 3 second rounders, but one of them is a pick swap. Um, and then the player, and then I give you, and then I want 2 players for one. I don't know which 2 players, but like Sean said, the contracts have to match. So I don't know which contracts will match Kyrie's total. I don't know which contract.
Bruh. Kyrie he just came off of, you gotta understand negotiation leverage, bro. He just came off a torn ACL. Like that's already a strike one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's already, I'm not
You can
giving
say
you.
that's strike one, but I don't even think that's a strike to me. That's like
What?
because the Mavericks already have the upper hand in my opinion by saying, "Hey, we feel like Kyrie's coming back to a better team."
Here's the thing, right? Let's make this trade, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. Like just like on 2K where you got the option for untouchables, I'm gonna tell you about
Yes.
untouchables. Uh, Untouchable. Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, untouchable. What's the guy? Wade. What's his name?
Dean Wade?
Dean Wade is gone. He on the 76ers now.
Okay, cool. No, not Wade, the other guy.
Mobley?
Not Mobley, the shooter.
Max Strus?
Oh,
Max
Max
Strus.
Struess.
Max
Max
Strus,
Struess, yeah.
untouchable. Mobley, untouchable. Jared Allen, untouchable. You want a player? Pick anybody else. You're not getting my starting
Then
lineup and my six man.
then
Like
we ain't
for
making a
us.
trade in.
No, I'm just saying, like, bruh, they
We ain't
they
making
can
a
have they
trade.
can have any picks they want. They can have any player outside the starting lineup, or they can have James Harden if they want to. But you're not getting like why would they
They might
trade?
get Max Struess. They might get Max Struess. I hate them. They don't want one of them starting guys.
So you
They
want
don't
how
want.
many picks and a player? How many picks?
I would say 3 second round picks, one pick
Have them.
swap, and Max Struess. That's your best.
Even that, it's hard to put Max Strus in there, bro. It's hard because he's a
It's
contributor.
but
So
that's what I'm trying to
it's
tell
going to
you.
be
You want a
harder
guy
for the
like
Clippers.
Kyrie to come to Cleveland. That's what's gonna take. It's gonna take one of the guys to give up.
It's
Hey,
not.
look at this. Look at Philly. Philly was happy when they got rid of Paul
So
George. They
so so
probably
what?
didn't.
So let me get this. So okay, what'd you say you want again? Say it again. So
I said 3 second round picks, one pick
why
swap.
why
Okay.
why? Okay, stop it right there. Forget the 3 second round picks. I'll give you
Yes.
two first. I'll give you two first rounders,
Okay. Two first rounders,
and you just
and
won't get a
then
player. You'll get the picks. You just won't get a
nah.
player.
Then that's
Why
the
would I give
problem.
you
Then
3 second round picks, bro? Why would I give you 3 second round picks?
because you want financial stability for your future too. You
I
feel like
don't
if you
though. You
give
wanna
it
know why? Wanna know why? Because
why?
the NBA draft gets worse and worse every year. And we're gonna win a championship. We're gonna get who we gonna get at pick 32 that's gonna come close to Kyrie Irving? Nobody.
Mm.
Nobody. The NBA draft does not produce superstars at pick 32, bro. Or not
And
32, but
that's
30.
then you
They
should
don't
have no
produce stars
problem
at
giving
pick
up that
30.
picks
So
then.
yeah, you can
You
have
sh-
the first round pick, bro. I don't care.
but you should have no problems giving up them second round picks then.
I
At that
don't.
point, because
I don't, but that's saying why. But here's the thing. I would rather give
You're
up
trying
the
to
first
take
rounders.
players too, bro. That's the
You said,
thing.
you said what?
Reggie, you're trying to take players. So I would rather give you two firsts and
Yeah,
no players than 3 seconds and two players. Like
exactly. You're
I
asking
know,
for
but
a
they're
whole
gonna
package.
want a player. They're gonna want a
Reggie,
player
but the
back. I don't
thing,
know who.
it will be. I'm
They
telling
can
you
draft
exactly
him.
what
They
it
can
will
draft
be.
that player.
I'm telling you
Now,
exactly what
I'll
it will
tell you this:
be.
they can. I'll let you go, Sean. But they can draft the player. I'm just say this: they can have the picks. They can draft the player. They just won't get the player we're trying to give. And also, too, whatever player. Let's say this trade did happen, right? And
Yes.
The Cavs are able to do this trade without giving up any player, right? And they just send the picks. I guarantee you that none of those picks will come close to Kyrie Irving. That's why I'm so comfortable trading the picks because it doesn't mean this is not the NFL draft. This is the NBA draft, bro. If you ain't picking in the top 10, then who are you really getting? You know what I'm
That's
trying to say?
true.
Like,
Oh,
you're
let's
not
say top
picking.
20. Let's say top 20.
No,
Let's
bro. The NBA draft every year, bro. If you're not picked in the top 10, 9 times out of 10, bro, they're not going to be a superstar. They're not going to be an all star. That's just how it goes, bro.
well, this year was a deep draft. So I understand.
Oh
This
yeah,
year was a deep
this
draft.
year, it was solid. It was solid. Like after AJ DeBonsa, Derek Peterson, Boozer,
Yeah.
what
Caleb Wilson.
Taylor Wilson. After that, Darius Cuff as well. He's
Yeah.
a dog. Like there's some dogs, but I'm saying like, bro, if the Cavs just made the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yep.
And then if they get LeBron and they get Kyrie, they're gonna be in the mix too. Again, they're gonna get a late pick. I'm fine with trading it, bro. I'm cool.
I know. It's just I know the Mavericks is gonna want a player in return. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who they want, but
They
I
can
know
have
they're gonna.
Harden. You can have a player. Have James Harden. Yeah, have him.
And that's what I keep telling you, Reggie. That's what it would be, bro. It would be Harden, and then like it would probably be 2 first rounders if they were able to, maybe one. Honestly, it would be Harden and a pick. But the only reason I think it wouldn't happen is because I don't think Harden will want to re-sign there, and that's what will make the Mavericks not want to make the trade because if Harden doesn't want in, and then you're probably going to lose Klay Thompson to the Warriors.
That would be a good fit, Klay Thompson, Kyrie and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I think that's why it's not going to end up working out. Harden would have to want to be there for it to work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey man, who else the Cavs got? They got Dennis Schroeder, right?
I thought he left. Maybe they still do. I
He
thought
might have
he
left.
left.
You know, he's been on so many teams.
Yeah, Mr. 4 year, $64 million.
They can have him. They can have him and Harden in 2 firsts. I'm cool.
Yeah, you right.
You gonna accept that, man? We need you to accept that deal. Bring Kyrie back home.
No. I just know Masai Ujiri ain't doing that.
So what you need, man? So it has to be Allen or what you need?
I think it's gonna have to be Allen. It's just gonna have to be.
Wait, what if we can do? Who was the shooter you guys said? Who's the shooter?
I take Struss and Allen.
No, you can take one, bro. Are you insane?
No.
You think you're gonna take both?
Yes.
For a player coming off a torn ACL?
Yes.
I don't think Reggie understand that, bro. How old do you think Kyrie is, bro?
I know Kyrie's like 31, 32.
No, put like 2 more years. And then on top of that, you also got to understand he's coming off like this is second ACL.
Kyrie's 34 right now, and he just came off
2 more years on him. And so, ain't this the second ACL?
Yeah, I think it's the second ACL. Yes.
You're not getting what you're talking about. That deal you're asking for, not realistic.
That I know it's not realistic, but I just know these NBA owners, they will try to find a way to finesse. I'm thinking like a finesse.
I'll put it like this, right? The Mavs, if Kyrie plays the full season, even if even if this trade don't even happen, right? The Cavs gonna go farther than the Mavs do in the West. Like that's what I'm saying. The Cavs, you're saying the Mavs are coming from a place of leverage. If the Cavs sign LeBron James and they don't get Kyrie, they still gonna be an elite team in the East. But the Mavs aren't gonna be an elite team in the West. Like if anything, the Mavs should take this trade, let Kyrie Irving go on about his business, and actually build like a young core with the Cooper Flag. Because like even if they keep Kyrie, I'm not mad at it though, because Kyrie's gonna help Cooper Flag. They're gonna win some games, but like I really hope that Kyrie can go team up with LeBron one more time. I'm hoping.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do.
And it has to be done sooner rather than later. I just think that they need to pull the trigger on this trade.
But I just don't. I don't think Kyrie wants to play with LeBron. That's just me. That's just my take on it. I just don't think he wants to play with LeBron. If he does, then great. You know, I would love to see that again. But I just don't think Kyrie really wants to.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. But hey man, it's been great chopping it up with you guys. Great live tonight. You guys got any final words before we close up? I know we started talking about Shannon Sharpe, the Shakur Stevenson live, that whole situation. We talked about the World Cup. We talked about NBA. Yeah, man. You guys got any final thought?
No, I don't have no final thoughts. Like I said, it was great to be back. Oh, about my YouTube channel, I am personally undergoing a rebrand of my channel. Details will be out soon about what I'm thinking, but don't worry, life been getting me off track a little bit, but I'm making a return to YouTube for football season. I can say that. So the video should be out soon. I'm gonna record it, make a rebrand of my channel, and I'm making a return to YouTube, y'all. So just be on the lookout.
Hey, I'm happy to hop on here, talk about a few topics. Just looking forward to just life in itself. BFS Sean, that's my handle. Anybody looking to really get a trainer, get fit a little bit. We at the end of summer, so you find me on Instagram.
This man too is legit, man. This man's legit. So go follow.
All right, so hey man, great chopping up with you guys. Great live tonight. Certainly looking forward to the next ones, man. Got some good topics to talk about. Perhaps we'll do a one for the World Cup conclusion to see who wins it all. We could do one on that. NFL offseason, not hard knocks, the quarterback. Hey, my man JD5 on that joint. Hey, Reggie, what's your thoughts on the JD5 on the quarterback?
You know what? It's cool. I gotta watch it. Of course, I gotta
Yeah,
watch it.
I gotta watch it.
But he was very vulnerable about. I heard, like, I've been reading like a few quotes on him. He's been vulnerable for the most part. I think a lot of people are starting to like him even more. But I'm not gonna say, my man Sean over here is a Patriots fan, so we know who the quarterback over there is. And let's
Yep.
just say me and him have been getting into some heated arguments about who's the better quarterback. So we ain't gonna discuss Patriots right now, but let's just say we're just gonna keep that for a later date though. But besides that point, I gotta watch it. He's been vulnerable from what I'm hearing. And I think a lot of people have taken a different kind of liking on JD5. I will say that.
Hey, I'm gonna definitely check that joint out, and maybe I'll do some vids or some lives. We could do some lives just talking about it, but we'll see.
I think his mom told him to be vulnerable.
Huh?
I think his mom told him to be vulnerable, like she coached him up from the side. Hey, talk about this, talk about that, or do y'all think he was there to do it?
I think it's he's the one that suffered the injury. So why would his mom?
He's trying to hate, bro. He's trying to hate on fine.
He's been hate. I told you, this man is a certified hater. It's okay though.
All I know is it's 5 over Drake May for sure. And my top 10 and my top 10 quarterbacks coming out soon. Nobody remembers second place. Sorry, nobody remembers second place. And Drake May, respect to him, he's a good quarterback. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. But y'all, it's a recency bias contest. But that's all I gotta say. I'm not even gonna let Sean go. We're gonna end the live just like that, y'all. Hey, JD5 still top 10. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
All right.